There's a man middle-aged and mean, chasing a dream that's never been. Filed another case, he's losing ground. Can't stop wheels from spinning round. He's got minions on his side, no prayer. Still fighting on, it's just a nightmare. Pull 'em up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull 'em up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. Every case is a money grab. Put it on the tube, that's the only tab. Litigation game, no need to win. Just drag it out and reel 'em in. Twist the law, break the rules. He's playing games, but he's just a fool. Pull 'em up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull 'em up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. Every motion's just for show. Filing papers, moving slow. Courtrooms a circus, all a game. But in the end, who is to blame? Sick of the noise, sick of the lies. The case is dead, he'll never realize. Pull 'em up, you're making it worse. Endless motions, pocket full of curse. YouTube hits, but your soul's in chains. Protracting pain, multiplying shame. Pull 'em up, can't you see? You're drowning in your own hypocrisy. On the case another day. Will the judge care the sky's gone gray? Pull 'em up, it's all a trap. You're digging your hole, fall in that gap. Pull 'em up, the time's all spent. Lost in the game, no way to repent. Mommy didn't love you enough, Germ. Too bad, not sad. Pull 'em up. Pull 'em up.
Hello. Can you hear me? Do you hear me? What is happening, everybody? Happy Sunday. Sunday's fun day. Oh my goodness. Messages galore over here. What is happening, Pope? Pope, what's going on? Hold on. 1 sec. Okay. Who might it be? We got somebody knocking at the door. Sorry, just had to check that message. Hello, Robbie.
Hello. What's shaking? What's shaking? What's shaking?
Nada. Just getting some stuff done today.
Hello, everybody. Hello. How is everybody doing tonight?
Hello.
Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Flip.
What's going on?
Hi, Terry. Hi, Rebecca.
Mindy.
Okay, you go and I go.
Okay.
Mother Birds.
Bud Light.
Crimson Jezebel, Bud Light, Tammy,
Ernie Boy.
Ray,
Wendy.
Ray, Bone Crusher.
Ray
Sylvie.
Bone Crusher. Gotta do it right. Bone Crusher.
Bone Crusher.
Yeah. Tammy J. Hannah.
Marla.
Lori,
Jackie.
Mamma Mia.
Courtney.
DJ.
Dirty.
Okimima. John Cass.
Mike.
Babs. Pandera.
Debbie.
Mrs. Tom. Super
Super Dave.
Chicky T.
Tricky.
Kim
It's tricky.
Paco.
It's tricky. 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 Is Raw Dog in
Jeffrey
there?
Albreeze. Frank.
Frank. What's
Kevin
happening? Where's
David.
Kyle? I was just
Georgia. Patty Lynn Travel.
on the
All right,
phone
Robbie.
with
Let's
Kyle,
see if you can
and I'm
do
like,
this.
I looked at it.
Let's see if you can do
What?
this. Ready? Ooh,
Do what?
Dreamweaver.
I can't.
Why not? Come
I
on.
can't do it. I can't do it. For some reason, I can't.
John, look at your message. I got a quick question for you. I saw somebody say something in the chat. I just want to know if it was true because I don't think so. I'm pretty sure I might have heard about it. Let's see who else. Well, hello, everyone. Hello. What are you doing today? Lucinda,
Oh
hello.
my goodness! I was just
Christine.
on the phone with Kyle,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, "Oh shit, it's after 10." And
Uh-huh.
he's like, "No," and he's like, "Oh shit, Lisa's starting." I said, "All right, I'll see you in the chat." He'll be jumping in a little bit.
Oh, and sure enough, he's not here.
He'll be here.
Hey,
There he is.
There he is. There's Kyle. What's
There's
up,
Kyle.
Hi, Mike.
What's up, brother?
Hello, Dave. Hello. I'm trying to see who I missed. Kim, Sandy, hello.
There's Kimberly Chest, Sapphire,
Kim Jazz.
John Caps,
What soda?
Sure.
Lucinda, Sylvie,
Sylvie.
Sandra,
What's going on? What's going on?
Hannah, Doreen, Sheena. Sheena is a punk rocker. Sheena is
Where'd you get that from?
Sheena.
Punk rock? Sheena what? Like, where do
It's
you
the
know? Where do you
Ramones.
get that song from?
Ramones.
Oh, I don't know that song, believe it or not.
Oh
wasn't
my
big on-
God!
I wasn't big on the Ramones, though. I don't know that
How
song.
can you not know the
Else in
Ramones?
here?
Sheena is a punk rocker.
Cindy Fields. I don't know that song. Or not the way you're singing it.
Oh my God! That's how it goes.
I don't know that song.
Oh my
I don't
God!
know that song. WBA Granny, hello. Sorry.
What?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I
What?
saw something. All right, so we got a lot to talk about, okay?
Oh, a lot.
I'm
What are you
canceling
laughing at?
I'm not a big Ramones fan, but you know what? That was I was a little too young for Ramones, really, to be honest. It wasn't like my heyday type of thing. Maybe Robbie's, because he's so old and all, but I guess RA songs are our lack of talent, but Megan and Tugs are right. Comedy gold, right? He just he went off on like stupid shit tonight, which we'll go over. But we're definitely going over Tug, okay? Because that guy is an absolute podunk hillbilly moron.
Who went off on stuff
What?
tonight?
Well, first off,
Who went off on stuff tonight?
let's just start with our normal Germs ship because it's basically
Just-
repetitive stuff. So, and we just get that out of
Just
the way.
over a year, Kyle.
Get it out of the way. Get it out of the way. But I got to go back to what just made me laugh. All right, I'm just going to say it. Okay. So, whatever happened last night happened, right? So, there was this live that Tug did, which we are going to get into and discuss. All right. But I was watching some of the comments in there, and this woman turns around and posts how they can't get permit. They can't finish the barn, or they're saying like, "Hey, only me. Do you know that the barn can't be finished because of permits, and they can't get permits because their septic." I'm sorry. Ken. Sorry, Gabe was asking me something. So they're saying they can't get the permits done or a permit for the barn because the septic tank is leaking and they have to get that fixed first. And I'm thinking, what? Where the hell did that come from? Like, what kind of stuff is that? So as we started, I forgot to even ask John, is something wrong with the septic? I know nothing about it or whatever. And he goes, no, but I did take a big crap about 10 minutes ago. So like that's what made me laugh. Like just like it came out of nowhere. Sorry to spill the beans there, John, but it was funny. So I bet my shit, man, and literally there you go. If there's a question or something, I'm like, what? And I go directly to the source, and there you go. That's what I was told. Because I know damn well that there's no permit being held up. And I got news for everybody who's thinking anything about permits. Any permit is not holding up anything in regards to the barn. So shut your faces, okay?
No.
Y'all act like you know things.
Obviously, they know nothing. They know
Absolutely
nothing. Where did this number 56,000 come from? Where did this number 56,000 come from? From their stupid mouths, because you never said how much.
No, as a matter of fact, I think there was like a $3,000 thing is where it started, actually. But either way, Robbie, did you cut out or did you just shut up?
I cut out a second. I cut out.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, but we'll get to Tug. We'll get to that. Let's just go over the germ shit so we can like get it over with. All right. So obviously, Germ is in Ohio. George is back in Florida, and ironically, I'm getting drive-bys. Okay, so I'm getting drive-by footage again. Why? Because George was driving by, right? And there's lots of traffic going by there all of a sudden. I have received absolutely no drive-bys while they were gone. Isn't that weird? No incidences, no problems, no nothing, right? So getting drive-bys now. Now the first comment really made that Germ made today was when he started to sing and he started talking about doing some type of hoedown shuffle or something like that, like hoedown whatever. So obviously he knows about the hoedown hillbillies, okay? And the song, the hoedown shuffle. But he tried to do something he couldn't because he only knows camp songs. He couldn't even play a tune, to go any which way with a hoedown, So he better learn because those are all his followers. So, okay, hoedown. I was laughing my ass off. That's like the first thing he said.
Jeremy, learn this.
Right? Embrace the hoedown, Germ. If that's what you were trying to do, you failed miserably. But it's okay. Just do it. So then he mentions comments about how, he's talented enough to play an instrument and sing a song. And all the AI songs and stuff are, so bad and not talented. At least they're creative. I'm like, really? It's creative for you to take a camp song or two and put it into every little freaking song you come up with your mouth of shit? The same song over and over again? That's creative? Okay. It's just your mouth spewing a bunch of lies.
That's funny. That's funny. He said him and talent in the same sentence.
Right? I heard he plays a mean jugging spoons.
Yeah, I heard he plays a mean.
I just pictured one of the hug dunks doing it. Oh my God, that thing is like embracing my head. Oh, so all right, so let's go. What else did he say? Dang it. I can't even read my own handwriting because I just write it so fast. All right. So then he starts talking about Ohio court, federal court, and civil court, right? Oh, by the way, we're all going to jail. We're all just going to jail. Just put it that way. We're going to jail.
He decided that now?
Well, he's throwing it in like different court cases. Like he's talking about, he's had meetings, like really, really good meetings in Ohio. With his lawyers and stuff, and they're just like, oh my God, and they won't shut up, and they're still going on, and like all this stuff. So they're like super excited to attack and go out and attack, and tons of third party stuff involving the Ohio case. And it's like, first off, dumbass, there is no injunction against me. Okay, so you could say whatever you want. Me showing any type of video footage that's been given to me. It's public information. Okay, it's public. It's out there. The story's out there. If you think you can get on a fucking YouTube and tell your story, don't think nobody else can. And I'm sorry, but John and Michelle got a story. They got a big one. And guess what? Your other neighbors have stories too. And they can go on there, or they can send me information. And then I see the chat saying how Jeremy owns that property. I saw it in Tugs as well, that Jeremy owns that property. No, Jeremy did in fact steal the memorial. And it is not his property. You know what? Because there's another thing we did. We actually went and got the survey done. The people in the chat here helped do it. We went and paid for it, and it's done. And guess what? It is not Jeremy's property. It is, in fact, Brian and Tina's property. So guess what? He did steal the memorial. He did deface the property, and he stole the pieces. I don't care what you think it is, whether it was a big memorial, a bunch of flowers, or 2 pieces of wood and signs. I don't care. And then Travis further went and showed the evidence in a video that was in Jeremy's little fucking tool barn, whatever the hell he calls it. You know? So furthermore, there you go. So you little chatters don't even know oi. So they don't even know about that. So they're just, foaming at the mouth. Then he brings up, so he brings up the third parties and the hearings and threats, calling people that we're going to jail. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, bring it, dude. I mean, what do you want me to tell? I've done absolutely nothing wrong, and I have no injunction against me. Okay, so try it again. Then he brings up OCC, right? Because the child's coming up with the child. There's a sign that John had in his lawn. It said OCC because he supports Orange County Choppers, right?
Right.
So what's wrong with that? He's not allowed to support Orange County Choppers? What?
What? Yeah. What's wrong with OCC?
I mean, he just had bikers there for his, for his daughter celebrating Christmas and her. You know what I mean? So why is he not allowed to support one of his favorite bikers? If he had another sign, maybe he'd put their name out there too. Who knows? But, Jeremy seems to know those people because remember they had so much shit to say? Not true. But anyway, so he brought that up and, he can support anything he wants. That's how, Jerem thinks. He's egomaniac. It's all about him. Everything's about him. So he's also seeking criminal charges in federal case too. He says it's going to be a full audit on financials, right? I'm like, that's kind of funny. He starts talking about John's ex-wife and like threats that were made or whatever. And I'm like, you're full of shit, dude. Like none of this is relevant. None of this is absolutely relevant at all. Okay. So he feels that he is going to, he brings up conspiracy and collaboration, I or someone, because from day to day, I can't tell who he thinks the creator of this shit is. But there's a collaboration, there's a conspiracy that, we seem to promote one another. And I'm like, did he really just say that? Did he really just say that channels over, like on this side of the fence are promoting each other? Really?
And what are they doing on that side?
Yeah, Tug, Megan, Vet Nation. You got Shizzy Wiznutfuck, whatever the hell his name is.
DJ
Radis. Yeah, they're promoting each other this entire time, and he's trying to say that we're doing it. So I mean, he's full of shit. I'm like, wow, talk about deflecting and projecting. Okay, so there was that there. What else? Oh, and that's when he turned around. It was after that he said the third party thing. We're talking huge stuff. He goes, and I'm talking huge, like walrus size huge. I'm like, oh, he means me. I'm like, he means me. So I'm going down or something for being third party to something. So I'm not allowed to talk about any of this stuff. Okay. He's trying to silence me is what it is. And if his lawyers are smart, they would see right through his bullshit. Okay, so whether he's telling the truth, which I highly doubt, they would see right through the bullshit. And I guess, they want to just sue, or he's paying them outright, so they'll do whatever he wants, just like Shaka. Don't know. Who knows? He's talking about spoilage of evidence, that, we're deleting stuff. The only deleter I know in anything is Shaka.
Is him.
And him.
Yeah. He deleted that live video where Martha got pissed off.
Yep. There you go. You're absolutely right. He did do that. Within what, an hour? Not even?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So
not even an hour.
Mm-hmm. Now, he's saying that he has reason to bring up the money donated for whatever, gifted to me, for the fence, for the barn, for the party, because he somehow thinks that I gave Michelle and John money, which I did not do. And they're in the chat; they can verify it. But I'm sure he'll think that
Hey,
we're just saying
Jennifer,
whatever.
No,
He can't. It has nothing to do with him. And if he wants their financials, then he's going to go after their financials. And I'm pretty sure, if they have to, they'll show it, right? And it's not going to show anything from me.
what's up, Beardy? Yeah,
because I took care of the fence with Lowe's cards that people sent. We finished it off. With other things, and then they brought up. Well, this was in Tugs. They brought up. It wasn't Tugs, right? Yeah, it wasn't Tugs. Something about the fact that, she said she spent money on gas and she bought, food for the volunteers and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, you know what? Dumbasses, if you paid attention, there were super chats sent in specifically for that reason. So, yeah, I did do that. So whether you heard me saying it or you saw it in a super chat, yeah, that's where was money sent for that? What? Well, how would it have looked if I didn't do that? There was also money sent for food. Then we also had people send food. We got a ham, a turkey. What? Like, why are you guys harping on stupid shit? Are you guys paying attention to every little thing that went on with Mill to Grill, Christmas in the Creek? Why are you not bothered by the fact that a 5-year-old, at the time, 4-year-old little girl wasn't allowed to go? Why does that not bother you? Because that's what started me going up between Jeremy assaulting Guapo.
Wait a minute. I just saw something. He said Guapo ruined his thing at Gatorland.
How did Guapo do that?
Guapo did not. You ruined your thing at Gatorland because you lied. You told Guapo and George that Gatorland said they could be part of Gatorpalooza. And absolutely not, they couldn't be. And nor you couldn't even be part of it. And they came up with a part that you could do. So you're a lie. That's a lie. And I can prove that 100%.
And not only that, Sean Goodman was there with them. And on, I believe it was George's video, you could see Sean Goodman referring to you being the reason, Robbie.
Yeah.
That they couldn't do it. So now he's changing the story like he always does. Now it was Guapo's fault. Yeah. Okay. Now he lied to get them to go down there with them. That's what he did. Yeah. He lied to them to get them to go.
He promised them they could be part of Gatorpalooza in the activities. And no, they can't. And it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely insane. And it's okay because I had a long talk with the CEO and a couple other people there about all that over the past couple weeks. And it's all good.
Is you talk shit someone in here calling them liars, or are they in here calling us liars?
What?
Speak your mind. I'm wondering who you talk shit is.
What did they say?
They're in the chat. They just said liars. So obviously, if they're talking about us and they came in here yesterday or 2 days ago to get them. Okay. All right, we'll see. Because I've never seen that name before. Anyway, so, and then he goes on and starts talking about at this meeting, Georgia was crying. She was crying. And when she came out of the meeting, she was crying. And then they went to a restaurant and she was still crying. The waitress thought she'd done something wrong. And afterwards, she was still crying. Okay, so a meeting, maybe she was crying because she has to lie her ass off for you. Maybe that's why. Okay? Can't get out of your situation. Maybe that's why. But George crying for, I don't know, an hour or two is not, something I'm going to worry about, because you have hurt and destroyed the lives of people for 2 years that are directly across the street from you, who live in a stressful daily life because of you. And you think I'm going to give a shit about George crying? Really? Do you know how many times Michelle has cried? Do you know how many times you probably made John tear? watching his daughter cry? Ever think of that?
Yeah.
No, but you don't care. You don't care.
Yeah.
And neither
You
do
ever
your
think-
people who act like they care in your chat. Oh, we care about the child. We got to do this for the child. We got to do that. You're not doing shit for the child, and you never had. All you're doing is causing more problems for the child based on this dumbass's bullshit that he's spewing to all you guys. This
How do
chat
you
here,
know?
this
How do you know
community
she
here has
was
helped that
crying?
family. Huh?
How do
Just
you know
because of what
she
he
was?
said.
What he said?
He said
Okay.
She kind of confirmed it. She didn't tell him no, she wasn't. She's the one who said that the waitress thought she did something wrong. So she played right into the crying bit. Okay.
Just like she played right into the cancer bit, just like she played right into every bit. So
Yeah. Why are you driving by the house all day? You don't even live at that ranch. You made that pretty much clear. You're at the schoolhouse. So why are you driving by their house today? Slowly, might I add. Very slowly, actually. Why? Why are you doing that? And here I am
All
telling
the
everybody
lies.
that when you're just down there, they don't have problems from you for the most part. And sure as shit they do. You talked about them breaking the contempt order because you pulled up to the town hall when they were there. But you also didn't get the hell out of your car. So if you're not going to get the hell out of your car to go in, why should they do anything? You sat in your car and you called 911 while your two buddies got out of the car and walked in. And they did something wrong? Well, I'm sure if you were going in, they would have left. But no, you guys both walk into a judge in Ohio and you lie your asses off. You lie. Every one of your complaints to the police department about contempt of court were unfounded. And you neglected to show that to the judge in Ohio, didn't you? Of course you did. What's the judge in Ohio going to think when the evidence that the first complaint made to get the protective order was a lie and that all it was retaliation because she went and got a temporary restraining order against him? What's the judge going to think when they see that? I'm sure we're going to find out. Anyhow, what else did he say? So there's this meeting. That's the stress level. Good meetings with the legal team in Ohio. Now he's $340K in legal fees, which is probably going to go up to $2 million. This is what he's foreseeing, guys. Okay. Why did it tell me a protection brain? So he's saying it's probably going to go up to $2 million. Possibly. I'm like, oh, get ready, minions, because he's coming after you for that. And then he brings up again the federal 2 case, conspiracy, because they don't shut up. And I'm saying, dude, you could say that I'm not scared of you. You're not going to take away my First Amendment rights. You're not going to take away Robbie's. And you're not going to take away Michelle and John's. You're not. You're not going to take away Super Dave's. You're not going to take away Bruce's. We all have First Amendment rights. And we know it. And you're trying to shut us up because we disagree with you. Well, that's too bad. That's absolutely too bad for you. He says that we're destroying his relationships. Excuse me? You could do that all on your own. You don't need us to do that. You're the one who's done that. He brought up his ex-wife and said, we contacted her. Bullshit. And you said that's the reason why she changed her number? No, you found that out from your son when your son came forward about you. And it wasn't me or this channel that did that. And you're trying to put it out there that we did. I don't know who the hell called her. But I did not call her because I did not have her phone number. And I said I wouldn't have called her because I didn't think it was right. I didn't think it was necessary at the time. So you better know who you're talking about when you're making accusations, dude. What else?
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for all this, man. Just Richard's going to tear him up.
Oh, I know.
And just, you know what, Germ, do me a favor. Keep pissing off only me. Keep pissing off only me.
Well,
because
so
you and your lackeys.
He mentioned him tonight, too. George brings up the camera in the birdhouse, which I'm like, oh my God, is she serious? Does she not listen to nothing? Because her and Deanna stalk everything we say here. Okay. Her, Deanna,
Yeah.
and Jessica, they stalk everything. The birdhouse, there is a camera in the birdhouse. It's on the other tree. But the birdhouse Travis keeps showing that's hanging from the basketball hoop, there is a camera right there. He's showing it. And all he does is lift up the birdhouse and go, no, there's no camera. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? I'm like, idiot, you're still showing the camera right now. The camera is right under the hoop. It's right there and it's wrapped up. Does he actually think nobody sees it? It's a trail cam. It's right freaking there, you know? Then she starts saying how like it's illegal for Michelle to have security cameras that point down her property line. No, it's not.
Nope. No, it's not.
No,
Nice
it's
try.
not. It is absolutely not illegal. It's her property line. She's securing her property line. You have a whole bunch of whack jobs traveling to come see you, a bunch of minions, plus you're doing shit yourselves. Okay, she absolutely needs security protection on her property lines. And she does have them, and she's allowed to have them. But guess what? What's wrong with yours? Yours are facing her property. They're not. Yours should be facing your fence line, going down the street one way and down the street the other way, just like hers are. That would be protecting your property. But no, you have how many cameras? And they're all facing her property. All of them. Why do we know this? Because we have
Now, Mike,
we filmed it.
only means going to get lawyers involved in it. Now Jerry means making claims about
You're going
only
out,
me.
Robbie. I don't know if you're moving or whatever.
He's already. Only means going to get lawyers involved in it. He's already got accountants involved in it and everything. And
all right. Well, Kim S. Please notice Lisa's in the chat. She can talk more. Who's Kim S? What's Kim S saying? I'm not reading the chat right now. I usually do when I'm done. I catch little ones, but little comments here and there, but I don't read the whole chat. So if you want to say something, oh, Kim S. Okay, Kim Shu. Kim Shu's giddy. So let's want to hear what Only Me is doing. Oh, okay. Now I understand what's going on. Okay. All right. Kim Shu is giddy, guys. Listen, I know a lot of people have opinions about that topic. I don't disagree with everybody, but let's just keep it nice, okay? Okay. I'm gonna get to everything that was said. So hold on. Lisa and Travis is going to Ohio. Yeah, I know. What? So he could barter more with Germ, so he's still allowed to use the what the hell's name and everything he does. Germ likes to barter. Okay, so. Then she talks about, being Michelle being filmed and going off on disability.
what's Marla's comment? What's Marla's comment? Everybody stop. Marla's comment, please.
Okay. Marla made an interesting comment. Okay. What's Marla's comment? Hold on. Are you scrolling?
I'm on the TV. I can't scroll. Hold on. Let me go get my phone.
I didn't know if you were. Hold on.
Hold on. I'm looking now. I got my phone.
Marla, there's a pinhole in the birdhouse. I pulled up the exact birdhouse with camera from Amazon. Oh.
Nice.
But there is a camera that is above it on the pole, the hoop. You can see it. It has like a wrap around. There's something wrapping around it. It's literally right under the hoop on the bar, whatever, the pole. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. So he talks about he has all this evidence. Oh my God, thousands upon thousands of screenshots and everything. And I'm saying to myself, well, if you have all this evidence, why did you go and create a members only live today saying the search is on evidence? Wouldn't you have needed the evidence before filing your lawsuit? So you filed these lawsuits and now you're looking for evidence?
God, I can't wait for this. Oh, my God.
All right. So, But I skipped over one part, which is she's talking about disabilities and Michelle's disability and how she like ran out of a car or something. All I'm going to say about when it comes to disability or somebody being on disability, it doesn't mean it's about your legs not being able to move. It's that you have no idea what her disabilities are. Okay? You have no clue what her disabilities actually are or why she's on disability. Just like nobody knows exactly what your problems are, George. They only know what you tell them. Okay? So, stop spewing a whole bunch of bullshit. I mean, that's all it is. All right, so what else? Oh, Guapo's ex-girlfriend's been staying at Jeremy's house. He threw that out there.
I'll bet she has.
Mm-hmm. And also, I think it's kind of interesting. I mean, I knew she kind of went and did like these extra type things with movies, but apparently she is an actress. Isn't it interesting that she is an actress? Blah, 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 blah.
You being an extra does not constitute you being an actress.
I've been an extra several times.
Yeah. So have I.
Yeah. So, no, I'm not an actress.
I'm not an actor.
She's basically like walking across the street and talking amongst crowds and things like that. That's a lot what extra. When you see people in the background, like in streets or restaurants or
yeah, she's never had a speaking. She's never had a speaking role. So
yeah,
shush.
I was just about to say some extras have speaking roles, but I don't know. I don't really care if she did or not. But I just find it amazing how she's actually trying to be an actress, which means she can, if she's somewhat decent at it, she could lie and say whatever, like acting as if Guapo did something wrong to her.
Lisa, actually, wait, Kyle's in here. Kyle can back me up on this. You cannot be an extra and have a speaking role unless you have a SAG card.
Yeah, you have to be registered with SAG. Ice Castles. Oh my God, that is a movie I haven't seen in freaking ages. Yeah, but she was actually I believe it's the first video when he went back up to Ohio. She was in it. I was like, oh, isn't that interesting? She's there, and they were doing something with the shisha or something, and they found something that had to do with like
right, a meta tag
or I don't remember what it was, but she acted as if she's gone through it. And I was like, oh, is that like an issue? Like you're trying to throw a dig at Guapo or something like that? It's yeah. Jeremy's giggling bimbos. Sorry, that's funny. They all do that, don't they? Okay. So that's I think when he said something about Travis going to Ohio. So he barters a lot. That's what Jeremy does. He barters all his YouTube, the videos, the views, subs, things like that. He barters with that. Because he said that he was in a members only video teaching people how to make money. You would think that people who want to learn from someone, they want to learn from someone who makes money, right? He keeps saying he's broke. He doesn't get a paycheck. How is that working? Kind of confused. I don't know.
Very confused.
Maybe I'm just being a little sarcastic. Apparently, Jeremy's coming back down in a few weeks for the thumbnail case. So get ready, Otter Creek. Your freedom is... I know it's less free this week now because What's-Her-Face is back, but it's going to be even worse. Let's see. And then he says, we don't bring up politics, but he loves bringing up politics when Bruce is mentioned. Okay? And he's laughing because here we go. Bruce got an attorney to handle the federal 2 case for him, right? So they go and they look up this attorney. And he's stating how, the attorney is a right wing and he's a left wing. And like, they're so right and they're so left and blah, blah, blah. How's that going to work? So he's already starting to mock that attorney, right? And speaking of mocking attorneys, you know who he went after tonight?
Who?
Slowly.
Who?
Legally Leslie.
No way. What an idiot.
Yep. He went after her tonight, subtly. talking about bringing new people on and how they're a bunch of felons and disbarred attorneys. Now he could have meant that about who he called, about Richard, right? However, he turned around and said something about retiring before they get disbarred. Therefore, that was about Leslie. Okay. So she was not disbarred. And that right there is defamation against her. He's a dumbass.
He's a real dumbass.
He is a dumbass. He totally defamed her tonight. When she's already put, because Jay Hip and somebody else had said something. So she's already put that information out about her retirement. She's already put it out there. She's already addressed it. And damn well, Jeremy's got that info and he still said it anyway. And that's the problem with Jeremy, because Jeremy's defaming everybody. Okay? He called me a scam, a fraud, a liar. He's going after me criminally. You ready for this? He's going to go after me criminally for sorry. Sorry. Fundraising. I said, excuse me. Fundraising? Really?
Really?
Where was their fundraiser?
Where did you do fundraising?
Information about a fundraiser? There's no fundraising. It's right. It's defamation because he knows otherwise, and he knew it's false. He's doing it maliciously. His entire video, when he talks about everybody, he's doing it all maliciously. Okay. See, tonight here, I'm commenting. I am telling the truth about the lies that he's spewing. I'm not maliciously coming out there for him. That's not what I do here. Okay. He admitted he's trying to get information for another case. Yeah. Well, he did do that. You're right. And then George is looking for they ran into mail, right? And he's getting mail for legal fees, cash in the mail for legal fees. Did that again. And so somebody says to George, you got to open it because otherwise it'll go bad. And she's just sitting there and she's making this guy, Jerry, who's like the auctioneer there. Lisa was doing a fundraiser for tennis. Shut up, John Gaff. But and she doesn't get off her ass and help him look. She goes, oh, Jerry's helping me look for this. And I'm sitting there and they're like, she's just staring. And I'm like, get off your ass and help look for the damn box. what you're going to make us wait? You know what I mean? Like, God. I just thought that was funny. But anyway, so Mayor Dan showed up in the chat. I think Mayor Dan needs to be subpoenaed in this federal case too. I think so. It's going to get interesting because there's 11 defendants that can subpoena people. You can subpoena 10 people each. Yeah, that's going to be real interesting. Then he tells everybody, that's where he said, God's given him the ability to teach people how to make money. That's so it was a little after the mail part or during it.
Listen, God did not give you the ability you have because the ability you're using is how to scam people.
Yep. And they called me a scammer and a liar and a thief.
And you're the one who said, all your subscribers are so stupid, they just give you money.
Yep, he did. Not only that, tonight, he said that people send them things to sell for legal fees. Said that. So I went, gee, that's kind of, the same thing as, people sending Michelle things to sell at the flea market, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of the same thing, huh? Okay.
Yep.
Just wanted to be sure about that. Because we did a lot of that for Christmas. We made sure she had actually, I want to say we, but no, you and a lot of people in our community thought of and made sure that she had stuff to sell or stuff she can make to sell.
I just did it Friday again.
Yeah. So
and you know what, Jeremy, since you said that, I think I'll do it every Friday.
There you go. That's what he said. People send them things to sell for legal fees. Gee, well, I don't know. Maybe we should start a pool for legal fees because we're going to need lawyers. There's no doubt. And depending on the shit he's saying, it's all going to depend on how these lawyers really want to handle the case. I mean, we've spoken to many. But, there's certain lawyers who are actually professional attorneys that, not that nobody here isn't, but there's some people that have different types of law firms that don't want to be on YouTube and all that. You know what I mean? So, we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to see. But
yeah, you just have to wait and see what happens with this.
yeah.
It's
George,
going to get really interesting.
Yeah, they brought up that George brought up the fact that John filed for a motion for summary judgment and filed it twice. Like, they already know why. Why did they even mention that? Because he walked out without signing it, so he had to sign it. And they're like, "Oh, Bruce ghostwrited it." It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Bruce is allowed to ghostwrite it.
John, first of all, huh?
Bruce is allowed to ghostwrite it. Anyone can write it. That's what I'm saying.
Like, their version of what is illegal is like hilarious. Also, but you said that was stricken, and I was laughing. I'm like, stricken? It was stricken. And it will be refiled. So, yeah. Then they said they're going to push for sanctions and for money given to them, obviously coming from me. And I went, laugh my ass off. Nope. Mocking people on how to fill out responses and how to fill out, the filings that they made, because I guess Marlo's was handwritten, and she had to go to Ace Hardware. I don't know if that's actually true. I didn't ask her that, but he's saying that she had to go to Ace Hardware, and I'm like, what? I'm like, who cares? She had to do something. She got it done. Period. You're going to mock someone how they got it done? You're an idiot, Germ. You're an absolute idiot. What was that about the person in New York? I have no idea about the person in New York. So then, what else?
Silverheart.
Oh, he said that that people are addicted to the internet, and I'm laughing because Michelle. He said Michelle's addicted to the internet and stuff, and stirs up drama. And I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. Wouldn't that be George and Deanna and them, all the people that are literally stalking the channel? Whoever's watching right now, probably Germ, because isn't he on a whatnot or something? I don't even know. But they deflect and project so much, it's ridiculous. But there's going to be a criminal.
My God! Wait, stop a second. Germ, write this down. Robbie just stated, Germ, fuck you.
Litigation privilege. So anyway, so the illegal part, I guess, against me would be false fundraising and illegal fundraising under Florida law. Really? There was no fundraiser, but let's talk about Jeremy's fundraising for half the shit he's done, both in Florida and Ohio, and for his legal fees, the cash he's getting, the money sent directly to Shockit, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay, I did no fundraising. I did something that I set out to do, several different things that I set out to do, and people wanted to help me. There was no fundraiser. I never asked for a dime, and everybody in here knows it. So that's the criminal activity. He's saying that only me, he called out only me, then called him by David and said, well, he used to send him super chat or money or something like that. So he's saying, any money that you send to me, give me a total and I will give it right back to you because we don't want dirty money. And I'm like, really? I'm like, you'll take every dime from anybody. It doesn't matter if it's their last dollar. You're
such a liar, dude. You're such a liar. So all you do is lie.
Yeah. So he's telling him, give it back to me.
Jason's invited down anytime him and his family want to come down, and they know that.
So also, he turns around and he says that David has been paying our attorney fees. He's been paying for our attorneys. I'm like, excuse me, what? David has not paid for any attorney for me.
Attorney fees.
He's not paid for any attorney fees for Robbie.
Nope.
So that's a lie. That's an outright lie. An outright lie. Or if he's giving you money for that, I don't know. But not me.
Not me.
Yeah. So I mean that's an absolute freaking lie.
Only me is giving me money, supporting the farm, and I've shown only me everything I've done with the money he's given me,
Right.
and still continue to show him everything
Mhm.
that's getting done.
Yeah.
And
But
there's
he's talking
it's
about
not
only
fundraising.
repaying our legal fees and getting our lawyers and stuff. And David says not him. Super Dave says not
Not
him
him.
either. So, I mean, he's lying through his freaking teeth. Here's the problem, okay? There is 11 defendants in this case, right? Now, when Jeremy says something about one person or the other or they, he's putting everybody together and he's not singling it out what he's saying, right? Some of them he is, some of them he's not. Like, if he's mentioning me because he mentions the fundraiser and Walrus and all that. So certain things, if he says paint chips, bang, boom, big bang, boom. If he says the felons or the disbarred lawyer, you could have went, well, like I said before, you could have went one way. Is he talking about Richard or is he talking about Leslie now? And sure as shit, he comes back about the retirement. That's about Leslie right there. And that's the new edition, basically, right? So, and then you have Jay Hip coming in the chat talking about Leslie and saying that she's threatening to sue him. Okay. So I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, here we go. Here we go. George said that Deuce faked his own firing. Clearly George said that. I was like, okay,
You're an
here we
idiot.
go. Yeah. How many times do you actually want to defame Bruce? Seriously.
Keep going. Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going with all this. It's a beautiful thing. And keep attacking only me. Keep attacking David. Because you ever been bit in the ass by a Rottweiler? You're about to.
So he was a defendant in a federal case too before he was ever removed from. Okay, so he tries to say, well, he was an attorney and now he's a defendant. No, he was a defendant in federal case too before he was no longer the attorney for the defense in federal case 1. Get it right, Germ. Don't try to play your narrative the way it is. Tell the truth because other people can back it up. He was, in fact, a defendant in the second case before he was no longer the defense attorney in the first case. So anyway,
Trust me, Milltown, Super Dave, I think David's going to have a lot bigger bite than an English bulldog.
anyway,
Just
Jared,
saying.
stop lying to your viewers, man. By the way, I doubt anyone in the federal 2 case will want to have the magistrate on this case too, and I believe they can consent or not to it. But his criminal charges that he's talking about is the fundraising and revenge porn. Excuse me? Revenge porn? Okay. Yeah, I don't know about that. So
What the hell's that?
at least I'll have to go for tonight. Joy, why are you leaving? Tonight,
Kim, where are
Kim.
you going?
Silverheart. Hello. I'm not the enemy. I'm just looking up for Lisa. Okay. It was that video that Richard made with Jeremy Held and his girl. Oh, well, okay, that's a parody. So he could try and do that, but
Yeah, good luck because Richard's going to chew you up and spit you out.
yeah. It's okay for Raditz to do parodies, right? That's what they're saying, right?
Yeah, it's okay for his size, but anyone else does it, it's illegal, and they're going to go to jail.
Exactly. So
Hello, Beth.
Then George kind of ended it with they having to go on whatnot and stuff. So that was pretty much it. But that's what he's saying to me. It was a whole bunch of blah 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 repetitive bullshit. It's okay. Go after me for fundraising. I didn't fundraise anything, and I can prove it. And I think maybe he's telling David that he'll give him his money back because he's pissed off that he thought like David would contact him and David was like switching sides or something. I don't know. But because that's what Tug seems to be thinking. Tug's pissed. Tug is
Aw,
100% pissed off that he
is
couldn't get
Tuggy
David to
upset?
send him breadsticks. Huh?
Is poor Tuggy upset?
Yeah, he's pissed off that he couldn't get David to send him breadsticks. I think because he was kissing his ass, saying all kinds of crazy shit last night. He was like, they did this to you, they did that to you, they talked shit about you for 6 months, and he's like, hey,
6 months.
yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So I'm like, because trust me, guys, I got so many emails and screenshots from his chat last night. I said, I guess I'm going to have to go and watch this. And I chose not to watch it completely. I recorded the damn thing, and I'm so glad I did. Because not only do I have everything Tug said while he's reading an email or something from Shara, I got the entire chat talking. So,
what's the matter, Tug? Did only me see right through you?
Well, here's what did happen. What I did see happen. Okay. He didn't. Only me went in there. Like I don't know. Like it was a 3-hour show. So it seems as though he went in there like halfway through, and he said what he said, that he wasn't scammed, and everybody needs to stop. He seemed like he was like nice about it. You know what I mean? And they were nice to him. The chat, telling him he's welcome there and all this stuff. So I was like, okay, I'm just watching. I'm like, all right, whatever. I thought Tug was losing it, right? But the whole time, Tug was literally trying to convince David how we did all this shit against him, and how we made videos against him, and we did this and we did that, and we didn't do this and we didn't do that, and how public transparency is important, and I'm not going to stop until there's public transparency. I'll tell you what, Tug, when you show me the donation or the gift, whatever you want to call it, that you sent in, I'll show you where it went. How about that? Or how about Megan with the whole bullshit story of her purchasing a fence panel from Lowe's? Because that's what she said. Does anybody remember that? She never did.
There was never a gift card from Megan Fox.
Nope. She never sent in a purchase of a panel or a Lowe's card for the fence. Okay. That's right. Tug also said that we doxed David. Okay, that we doxed him. I'm saying, how is that?
Yeah, no.
His name before using only me was his name.
Yeah.
That's it. How did we dox him? Yeah. It's none of anybody's business who did what. Why? Because I was doing something. I set out to have a party for a little girl. I then said, hey, because everybody was talking, they needed a privacy fence. I said, let's
my
see how
mama and Lisa told you guys that. I have always told you guys that. He does a lot for everyone. He is one person that has the right to ask where money went. And that's it.
No.
They do not.
No, they do not. But he's not the only one who has the right to ask.
I didn't say he's the only one. I said he's one person that has the right.
Okay. I just wanted to clarify that.
I said it clear as day. I mean, what's...
Okay, I'm just saying that he's not the only one. Hold on, what did you
I didn't say he was the only one.
If I buy Marla a printer, could she get it from your place? Sure. Sure. So what else did he say? Okay. So
Marla lives in Florida.
Yes, she lives in no, she doesn't live in Otter Creek.
She lives close to Mimi. She lives close to Mimi.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Marla. Yes, she does. Who's buying me presents? Okay, so Tug was going on about a whole bunch of shit. He's talking about he has police records for fraud, that I have police records on me for fraud. That's an outright fucking lie.
That's a lie. A bold-faced lie.
right, lie. So that's defamation right there. He says it was a fundraiser. He's saying that I trashed only me, which I did not do. And everybody knows that. Okay? Because people are angry at me for not doing it. So they know I did not do that. He said that he also said that we created videos about him and stuff like that. No, we did not. This channel is two leaves in a pod. Okay, Robbie comes on here, Tori comes on here, and they have their own channels, as you know. Neither one of them have made any videos against David.
About you.
Okay, nobody that is on this channel made any videos against only me. Okay, so Tug, you're lying. I know who he's referring to. However, when you say they made, you act as if we're all a group and we did it together. You're a lying sack of crap. Okay? Not true. Not true at all. I run my channel. Robbie runs his channel. Tori runs hers. Whoever, Ray runs his. Dave runs his. They can do whatever they want to do on their channels. It does that, that's not me. And who you're talking about did it on their own and continues to do it with other people that I don't agree with. Okay. And I'm not going to sit here and mention them because I'm not giving attention to that. But you, sir, Tug, are a fucking liar. And you're defaming people big time. And he's using this to try and convince only me that he's being brainwashed or he's being sold or we want more money from him or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's what he's doing. Okay. You got to hear the stuff he's saying. So he did that. Lion sack of poop. Okay. I can throw that away. He's talking, S Shine, you seem to talk a lot in his chat. Where are Tug's receipts? You said Tug has receipts. Where are the receipts? Please show the receipts. I dare you. Tug says he has a whole bunch of screenshots. Well, why don't you take a look at them, Tug? Because the shit you're talking about, you will not find in your screenshots. I promise you, because they didn't happen. You don't know who anyone in this is, Tug. No clue. His chat is absolutely brainless and stuff. He mentioned memorials and fences. First off, the memorial we already discussed. Fences.
And if you know, you know. If you don't, well, you're just an idiot.
Yeah. Why am I going to tell you what I'm going to do with the memorial until it's ready to happen? Because a memorial is actually being made. So until it's ready to happen, I am not giving you morons, and I'm not talking about anybody here. I'm talking about these minions an idea or a date so they can be there and do whatever they want to do. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. That's why we didn't tell you the date of the Harley Grace Christmas event. Okay? So that you couldn't show up and you couldn't try to destroy or do anything crazy. All right. So I'm not going to give that out until that information is there to give out. All right. Now, this person dose reality in the chat needs a touch of reality because there was no play yard. This person was talking about a play yard that I was supposed to create a play yard. Okay. It's a yard, a playground here. That's what we call it. I don't know where you're from. No. That wasn't part of it, although I don't mind doing so. So they believe that the memorial is still on Jeremy's property. They were talking about that. And I was just like, holy shit. They're like, do they know anything about the survey being done? No, they're just lying.
No, they're just spewing. They're just listening to their grandmaster Poobah and, drinking his Kool-Aid he's serving with the extra doses of fluoride in it. So I believe Hitler did that, right? He put the fluoride in the,
birds are brother, they are sticking together.
Large doses.
He was really kissing his ass down, man, trying to don't you see? And then I guess only me said something about, he called me a coward. And Tug started going off, and I missed part of it. I have to go back and watch. But yep, exactly. Hodunks being hodunks. There are definitely a bunch of hodunks in there. Just by the stuff that they were saying with the whole like septic thing. I'm like, what? What are they even talking about? Making this shit up as they go. But he was definitely kissing his ass until I guess the coward comment. He goes, I did call you a coward. Coward? What did you say about only me the night of April 3rd on your chat and then the next night? Didn't you say fuck David the donor? Isn't that what you said? I got it if you need me to replay, play it. Because that is what you said.
Yeah. Do we need to play that or should we
I mean, because I got it. That's what you did. And it was after you and Megan both, after he said whatever he said that kind of started this in Guapo's chat. You were in there and you're pissed off that Guapo got, Megan got blocked on Guapo's chat.
And hello.
Wow. Okay. But that's where it happened. And you guys ran and you're like, oh, David, contact me. The same way they did it to Slugs. Contact me. Me. And I guess he didn't. But somehow he was in your chat last night and said whatever he said. And what was it that he said? He blew your little fucking smear campaign against me, calling me a scammer and a fraud and all this other kind of shit. He blew it because he told the truth. The truth that I've been telling this whole time. He blew it, and you're a little bit pissed off about it, aren't you? Aren't you? So yeah. Okay. And I know, sorry, I'm reading the chat. He started saying that we fundraise for many different things and these kind of things don't happen. Lies. Where's your fundraiser?
Everything has happened. Everything has happened and it's in the process of happening.
See, they're calling what I'm doing fundraising, and that's not what I've done.
No.
Okay. Even for the survey, right? We're talking about the survey. Whose property is this? Jeremy hasn't done the survey in so long. And then
Jeremy never did the survey.
Why did we do the survey? So I turned around and said, I'll do the dang survey. And sure enough, someone sent a super chat, and then somebody else contacted me and said, whatever is not covered for the survey, I'll take care of it. And they did. So I just said, survey's taken care of. What happened? It took a while because, believe it or not, those survey people did not want to come out to Otter Creek because they dealt with Jeremy's ass the last time. They did not want to come. Nobody else would come but them, and they did not want to come. So we tried to make sure it was done, or it was tried to be done on a day where they didn't think Jeremy was going to be in town to harass the guy. Okay. So it was in fact done. The markers were correct that were already there. And it turns out it is Brian and Tina's property. Okay. So I met up with Tina and I said, here you go, girl. And I paid her for the survey because she laid it out when they got there. I gave her the money for the survey. Got the receipts and all. So, yeah, that was done. It was taken care of. And that wasn't a fundraiser. Sorry. I said I was going to do it, and people decided they wanted to help. And did. That's not a fundraiser. If I was going to create look, I've done events my whole life. I know how to do a fundraiser. I know exactly how to do it. I know exactly the percentages and all that kind of stuff too, Germs. So if you really want to play games with me, I can call your ass out. But this was not a fundraiser. None of this was. You could call it whatever you want. But I got my documents, and I'm going to hand them my documents. And that's it. That's all anybody needs to know. If David wanted to know something specific, he could have come to me and asked me. He didn't. But he could have. I stood my ground. I stood with the truth. And you're sitting there harping on it because when it turns out, I wasn't lying, was I? There's a lot of people in this community who helped me do what I set out to do. A lot of people.
A lot of people. A lot of incredible
Not just
people.
David.
All you guys in the chat that stepped up, and David just happened to be a huge donor. And
Yes.
David actually sent PayPals to Lisa, and Lisa was like,
I didn't even know they were
I
coming.
think this is wrong. And he said, no, use it for what you're doing. And she's got all that saved. And if you guys are idiots if you think she doesn't, she's got it all printed out and everything.
I got it.
And
Every one of them. I was sitting here in the now y'all know I go live 10 o'clock at night, right? I was sitting here in the afternoon one day. I got email. I was checking it. And I saw a PayPal. I even contacted him. I said, did you just send me an email? A PayPal? He says yes. I said, I think you put a
Country
typo
Life.
in there. I said, I think you put a typo in there. Nope. No, you didn't. I'm like, what? I'm like, holy shit. Holy crap. And one time I was live when another one came through.
Yeah.
Okay. And he asked to be anonymous. Okay. I have receipts for everything. But what I tell you, what I bet Jeremy don't have is receipts for the fundraiser he did for all those fees that came through with, what's his face there? Oh, the attorney Mark Feathers, Larry Foreman, and his girlfriend, another attorney, where they were there raising funds for the ants, the emergency removal of Harley Grace. The one that raised $50,000. Isn't it funny? They're all calling about $50,000, $56,000. I think it's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's always.
So
50,
what about his illegal fundraising? Let's talk about that. This guy accuses people of doing the things that he does. Why? Because he does them. He thinks everybody's doing it because he is. Sorry. Not true. Not happening. So let's see. Tug is just like literally defamed me big time. So thank you for making me go there, guys, because I saved that whole entire thing. I heard about it again today. So also, either they blocked David last night because all of his comments started disappearing. But either they did it last night. I think they did it last night because somebody mentioned he's deleting his comments. I don't think so. But he said that I have records that I was convicted of talking people into giving away funds. He literally said that I have a record of that, of talking people into giving money. No, I don't have a record like that. And again, defamation. Called me felons, giving money to felons. And yeah. Why are you explaining yourself? We're an idiot. I'm going after. I'm doing the same thing I do to Germ. Okay, Tug is trying to put out information there that is absolutely 100% false. I've not necessarily called him out in this way, but I'm doing so. He deserves it because people don't know the truth unless you tell the truth.
Ray, have a great night, brother.
Good night, Ray.
I love you. God bless and prayers, bro. Mike,
let's
what's
see. What else? Out of money, you defame me again. You cannot confirm this. He says to confirm anything. Megan was in the chat. Let's see. Something I was doing was not.
Give a shit what that hoe bag says. And that's just my opinion.
Well, she's saying I need to give out public transparency. I'm like, about anonymous people and donations too? Really? Well, when Megan decides to, prove that she donated, I'll tell her whatever she wants to hear. Tug, show me your gift to me. Yep, there it is right there. That was the notice. So he's saying like, there's no proof. There's no proof. What do you mean there's no proof? There's a freaking fence. There's video footage of a Harley Jolly Christmas. What the hell kind of proof do you need?
Idiots.
Yeah. Meanwhile, he told the donor to fuck off April 3rd and 4th. Yes, he did. That was what it was about the sewer thing. The sewer is spilling out and ground, and it smells real bad, and they can't get permits until it's fixed. And I told you what John.
The sewer's not spilling out, and
no, it's not.
John just confirmed that.
Yeah, he said he just took a big crap. 10 minutes ago. It's 20 now. But that chat is totally brainless. I'm brainless. I literally was like, are these people crazy? And then the stuff like they kept doing hashtag only me, like saying stuff to him. I'm like, wow, talk about trying to convince people of shit. They were literally trying to convince only me of stuff. What about this? What about that? Complete lies. Complete lies. And then, so he's talking about Sarah this whole time. He keeps like going away from it and coming back, and he's like, yeah. I can't even stand that guy's voice. It's so bad. Worse than Jeremy. But anyway, he's talking about a cease and desist. Oh, she says she's going to sue and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, okay. He talks about, well, if you ever do get the cease and desist, let's see. Honey, she was sent the cease and desist on May 14th. She's got it. Okay. She's got it. And then he says he wants to see the attorney's name on it. I'm like, oh, why? So you can go contact the attorney and start smearing the attorney, whoever it might be. Good luck with that, because there's no name on it. Purposely. So it is a cease and desist. It is a cease and desist. It does, in fact, exist. And if she false represents herself, she uses any of my logos or anything of mine, creative or not. It is not all public usage. Because she's using it maliciously as well. So go ahead and try. And what Tug said, and you can hear this from me as well, Tug said, if in fact I do sue her, he will start a fundraiser to help get her a lawyer, and not just a lawyer, a really good one. So let's hold him to that, okay? So let's just see what Shara does next. But he's reading this thing about Shara, and Shara keeps saying, first, I'm Michelle.
Hello.
First, I'm Michelle's PR firm. Now I'm Bruce's PR firm, according to Shara. Lies, absolute lies. And Shara is like making herself out to be this poor victim, and you literally have to hear Tug like talking about her, like
DUI guy.
Huh?
He's gonna get her a really good lawyer. The DUI guy.
Yeah, well, that's funny because in the complaint that she countered it, I'm pretty sure they told her to, right? So she countered it, right? This woman cannot fight for herself. She's scared to death of actually having to go to court. Okay, so she literally responds and puts her name with DUI guy's address. And I'm like, she don't live in Kentucky. It doesn't say care of Larry Foreman. It doesn't say anything. I'm like, okay, well, what I know is her address. And her email that's on there is the exact email she got her cease and desist at, as well as a certified mailing. Okay. So Larry Foreman's not going to be able to do anything for her. And that was their plan. So yeah, not happening. Anyway, so your poor let's see what they do then. Okay. Maybe he'll come pro hoc vice for her. Anyway. But she's not a victim. The bullshit about that is just not flying. I am not Michelle's person, and I'm certainly not Bruce's. Tug, if you really want the truth and you really want to follow through and get updates on memorials or anything like that, guess what? You're going to have to come
to this channel. Pay attention to the channel.
Yeah, you're going to have to come to the channel, and you're going to have to listen to all 4 to 5, 6 hours of it to get the damn truth before you start lying about me. Because you've already defamed me. You could think you haven't, but you have. And we'll find out what happens. But I suggest, instead of making yourself look like an asshole over and over and over again, you pay attention and watch for updates. And by the way, I want to put this out there. As far as everybody throwing around defamation this, defamation that, because they're all doing it. Okay. When you maliciously say things.
Good night. God bless and prayers, honey.
It is defamation. Okay. It is not when you're speaking the truth. None of them are speaking the truth about anything going on over here. That I can tell you. What I can tell you along with that is there is only one person. In this entire saga, this entire tree with all these branches, there is only one person that I know of, other than Jeremy himself, that defamed him. And you know who that was? Slug. And I got the proof. Slug is the one who defamed Jeremy Hales by calling him a PDF file. Only Slug did it openly, and he didn't give a shit. He's giving a shit now, though, isn't he?
King Paco, you got to bring me a wheelchair. I ain't got one.
Leslie sent a cease and desist to German Horsehip? Nuh-uh. Are you serious? Hold on.
What?
Did she really? Good for her. He brought her out.
Leslie sent him one?
I guess. I don't know. I haven't talked to Leslie about it.
Good. She'll pop on tonight, won't she?
I don't know, but she's going to be on tomorrow night.
Send her an invite right now.
Well, it's Sunday night. I don't know what she's doing, dude.
Dude, she's up late. You know that. She's like us.
Well, hold on.
Send her one. If she comes on, she comes on. But if she comes on.
Calm down. I'm sending her.
No, I will not calm down. You cannot tell me to calm down.
Calm down,
You've got me riled up tonight. I cannot calm down.
I got you riled up. Dude, you were riled up Friday night. You were riled up this afternoon. Didn't you remember?
That's because you were telling me everything.
I said, easy there, killer.
You were telling me everything. So I had to go on my rant about everything, about how this germ will be killed and it will be taken care of quicker than COVID was.
Oh, the pharmaceutical. What is that?
I had a Cuban coffee about an hour ago, Tammy. Bobby already did that.
That is weird. Okay.
Gators are up. They're nocturnal, my mama.
Hold on. Let me see.
No, not yet, John Caps. I do that right before bed. I had 5 today.
Oh, shit. She did. She did. He is one cocky asshole, I'll tell you that.
I don't do any of those. Hell and high water, what? I think Robbie. I don't have a crush on anybody, trust me. I've got a crush on my wife. A serious one. And if you don't believe that, ask Lisa. Lisa see me around my wife.
Yes. Oh, let me tell you something. When Robbie's wife is around, he's lit up. He lights up. It was amazing to see, actually. So I said, is Leslie in the chat? Hold on. I think Robbie has a crush on. Okay. I sent her a link. Wait, let me tell her I sent it.
I am the same way with everybody. I treat Kyle the same way, don't I, Kyle, sweetheart? And Terry, sweetheart, and Bud Light.
Kyle, sweetheart?
All the time. And Terry, sweetheart, and Bud Light, and Mike, and...
All right, so hold on. So, all right, we got to look at this. He's suing David Helm, MLS. He's suing Bruce. He's suing now Richard Luthman. And okay, I'll wait for Leslie to say, but yes, she did, in fact, send the cease and desist.
Yes, I heard that, Harper.
And he responded to it.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
What did he say? What's up, sweetheart?
Let me see if she's coming on. This is funny. Oh my God, so stupid. He's such an idiot. First off, he added Richard Luthman to this.
John Caps, never.
He just found out that there's this, girl, Legally Leslie, who's literally like basically saying how it is, and he's threatening her. Wow. Hold on.
I love listening to Leslie. She's a lawyer. I love listening to Richard. Richard is that way. And I get excited about this, guys. I really do. Peculiar. She's coming. She'll be on. Pile 'em up. Pile 'em up. Oh, pile 'em up. Richard
Where was
is
his
great.
response? I'm looking. From Jeremy Hales. See you in court.
Oh my God. What an idiot.
This guy's done. This guy's done.
I'm telling you, we've got the whole pharmaceutical team together here, and we will eliminate this germ. So no worries, people. It will not take over. The first step of it, the cure, is to stop drinking the Kool-Aid. Stop drinking Kool-Aid. It's bad for you.
This alleged wife, Jeff says. I met Michelle. With Jay Hipster, this character, he loves Leslie's lips. He does nothing but talk about her lips. Isn't that crazy?
What the hell?
Yeah. Totally disrespectful. I'm just a hodunk podunk. This is just too funny. Too funny. This is gonna be laughed out of court. On his end, anyway. Because what's gonna happen is everybody's gonna countersue his ass for it. So he thinks he's right over 5 lawyers, legal mind. Yeah, so yeah.
Mike,
Because it's not just her. Her husband's the lawyer.
Unfortunately,
So
Mike.
you're talking about all these legal minds. He's done. He's done. What did he? Even the judge is probably gonna look at him and go, you just bit off way more than you can chew, dude. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He's got to add her, right? Or him.
You just screwed yourself.
Can you show us? I'm not even sure I should have said anything, but I don't think she's gonna be mad.
Did you send her an invite?
I did. I sent her an invite.
All right.
It doesn't mean she can or is going to come on though. So
yeah, I know. If she can, she can.
I just got a picture. Harley's truck. What's this? Let's see. Oh, I see why. Okay. I get it. I get it. Whoops.
Oh my goodness.
Can we see it, please? If Leslie responds to me and says I can show it, then yes. I shouldn't have said anything, but it just popped up right in front of me. I just thought it was funny. Hold on. Otherwise, I'm sure she'll show it tomorrow because she's coming on tomorrow night.
What's up, sweetheart?
Hold on. Let me see if I can grab her again. Hold on. Tisa.
9 Chins, what's up, sir? How you doing, sweetheart?
Hey, 9 Chins.
I'm gonna call everybody sweetheart now.
Randy's probably sitting in something. Yeah. I don't know, but he's making a. Randy's probably loving every minute of it because he's gonna charge Jeremy so much money. So he replied to her saying, "See you in court." Yes, he did. Hold on, Leslie.
Ernie, have a good night. God bless and prayers, brother. And I'll throw in a sweetheart for you too, Ernie.
Leslie is strong as an ox. Hold on.
9 Chins. Roxanne. Aw, thank you, Beth. You're a
Ah,
sweetheart too.
good sir. Um,
Love you, Ernie.
all right. Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff.
I missed
Looking
that,
at
Kyle. I just saw it, honey.
Sounds like Randy is. Wait. I lost it. Hold on. I totally lost. Oh, no. Yeah, there it is. Randy's making 20K a week according to Germs, declaring a new total every week. Right? Wow, $20,000 a week. Isn't that crazy?
Kendra, look at my page. There's one of the babies today
Oh
on
my
my
god!
my picture, Kendra. Look how big. I don't know if it's a male or female. I don't know.
Why is Kendra not here?
I don't know. She should be in here.
Well, I told her. Wait a minute. Hold on. Did I send you? Yes, I did. Hold on. Hold, please. Yes, I sent Kendra a link. I sent it to Kendra and Tori and Robbie.
Beth, we'll have to see.
Whoops.
Okay, Kendra, you can take a break. You can come on.
Robbie said I had to work.
Well, I did.
Right. You know what? Shut up, Robbie.
I told her this morning. I had to call her and say, "Listen, you've been doing too much goofing off lately.
You're
We're
fibbing.
losing money."
You're fibbing.
Okay.
You're fibbing. You do realize if I ever found a real OnlyFans page and you were controlling it over my cousin, I would have a really big problem with that.
Well, you don't know about it, so
Okay. Well, you better hope I don't find out there is one.
Kendra ain't gonna tell you squat.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Kendra is good at keeping secrets. I can tell you that. That she is.
Bobby Sterling.
What?
What he said up there. I actually used to introduce every girl I was dating at any time. This is my future
look who's
ex-wife.
here. Hold on. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Leslie's here.
Yeah, I
What's
just
up, Leslie?
oh my god. Like
Welcome.
I
I just want to tell you, welcome to the club now. You are now a target.
this is just not what I wanted in life. Do you know what I'm saying? Like this is just I don't even know what to say about it. Like this was the last thing that I needed, you know what I mean, to deal with these people. And it's like it's so unreasonable. You can't even maturely, legally stop them. You know, I mean, it's like they want to defame you, you send a cease and desist, and all of a sudden Jeremy's response is game on, pretty much. See you in court. I mean, that is just so I can't even explain it. It's like, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know what that is, though, Leslie? It is the mind of someone who thinks they know the legal system, but has no clue what actually goes on.
Well, those are the people that you just like you don't want to deal with, because it's like they don't know the system, and they'll
Right.
drag stuff out that's meritless just to harass you. And it's like it's just I don't get this guy at all. I really don't.
Well,
And
you just said it right there. You summed up Jeremy. Everything is for content, Leslie.
yeah. Well, I just you know it's like my mind is spinning, because it's like there's so many things that I can do, but you know everything in life is a choice, and it's like, what do you really want to deal with? You know what I mean? How much do you really want to? Because I mean, I lead a full-time job behind the scenes with a law firm, you know, doing all the stuff for my husband, and it's like this is not, you know what I mean? Like I never ventured out to do this, you know, and it's like, and then I'm getting insulting emails from the hip guy. I don't even know, J Hip or whatever, you know, making fun of my channel. And I'm like, well, I was never in this to even get a channel. Like I didn't sign up to, I deleted my channel years ago. That wasn't what I signed up for. You know, I just wanted to, you know, help somebody because they wanted to be interviewed, and through that, I wasn't trying to go build my channel or anything. I mean, I'm not sitting here asking for my channel to be critiqued because it was nothing I really cared about in the first place. I was doing something, you know, my line of work is totally different, but it's like, it's just insult upon insult. And I don't understand. It's like, like you're living in like a hell on earth with these people. Seriously.
Leslie, honestly, I feel bad that you got into this, but I'm happy you got into this because now you see what a lot of innocent people are going through. And just we're going through this. Imagine what Michelle is going through and John Cook.
Yeah.
And that poor little girl.
See, normally in a situation like this, if it had only affected me, I'd just vanish and say, go screw yourself. You know what I mean? Like have at it.
Right.
Like, I don't need this crap. Right. But it's because of people like you guys have shown yourselves to be really good, credible people. And I see what's going on. So it's like, normally in a situation, I just vanish because I'm like, I don't need this crap like from this guy. I mean, it's nobody I would ever interact with. A show I would never watch his show. I mean, my husband and I were watching just to see what it was about the other day. And we were like, we're going to kill our brain cells. We're going to become stupid watching this show, you know? And so, I mean, it's nothing I would ever watch. I didn't know who this guy was from Adam, you know, until 2 weeks ago. And it's like, it's just unbelievable to me, like the amount of pain that he's causing other people's lives. And now he's obviously perpetrating it onto me. And, you know, I'm laying in bed. I can't even sleep right now. That's why, you know, I jumped on. I saw your link, Lisa, because I'm going, my head's rattling. It's like one part of me just wants to delete everything and just be done with this guy. Because, you know, I don't believe in fueling a fire of something that to me is evil. I don't want to put more fuel into the fire. But then at the same point, there's people out there that are suffering that don't know what to do. And that's the only reason that I'm still here, you know?
And God bless you.
That's what he prays on. He prays on, absolutely. But that's what he prays on. He prays that he scares people enough that they don't bother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
well, it's not. I want to say this. It's not scaring me. I mean, what he does is not scaring me. It's just that he's so infiltrated with just nothing but it's you can't reason with an unreasonable person. You just can't. You're never going to win the argument. It's like you don't want to waste your time trying to convince people that don't have the ability to think for themselves, because you're not going to sway them. You're just not. So you have to pick and choose your battles, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And so, you know, with him, it's like, you know, it's not that he scares me, because it's like, I know the law, you know what I mean? And I mean, the thing is, I mean, if he wants to go up and up against it, have at it. But it's the fact that I just don't want to waste my time on someone like him. It's to me, it's frivolous. It's a waste of my time. You only have so many hours in a week. You know, where are you going to spend it? And to me, I'm like, I don't feel like going through doing, you know, BS and the legal, you know, because obviously this is to me just a bunch of crap. I mean, I don't feel like wasting my time on this guy, but it's like he's like making it that where you almost have to, you know, he can't call me a former fan because I didn't know who he was. I didn't care. So who am I? I'm somebody who came in because I was asked to come in by somebody who reports, and he was, you know, he couldn't believe what was going on. He asked me to report it. At that time, I had maybe 5 followers on my YouTube channel. I wasn't trying to build a YouTube channel. I wasn't trying to, you know what I mean? Like I used YouTube more for like hosting links so I could share links, you know, on things that I was doing. I wasn't trying to start a channel or anything, but this one particular person wanted me to interview. I interviewed. I was very neutral in the interview. I didn't really say much at all. And the next thing you know, I'm getting attacked all over the place and pulled into this thing, you know? Yeah.
You have been invited to Satan's ball.
Oh my gosh. Well, it is. It is. In my opinion.
It honestly is. That's what it is. It is Satan's ball, and Satan himself wants to dance with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dance with the devil. You
Yep.
know,
Yep.
that's honest to God. And and I mean, I've always considered myself a very spiritual person, and I've always endured attacks, and I can recognize attacks. I know how to recognize them by this. I know I don't want to get into all that, but I'm very, cognizant of when I'm being spiritually attacked. And this clearly, is it's
Oh,
just
it's definitely a
it's
spiritual
grounded in
attack.
evil to me. And to me,
Yeah.
there's nothing godly about what's going on. There's nothing, to me, when you are getting off on harming another human being, there's no justification, in that.
Nope.
And the problem is that a timeline in this circumstance is super important. I know that I hear their lives where they're making fun of a timeline. I guess I was made fun of on whatever that hip guy station was that I only been into it for a week or whatever. No, the timeline is important because it lets you know who initiated the first blow, who started the first blow. Because was your action a reaction, or did you just come out of nowhere? Because I'll tell you right now, I didn't initiate the first blow in this whole deal with this hip guy. And now I guess Jeremy talking about me on his station and everything else. They're now initiating blows at me. Nobody has asked to talk to me. No one's asked to interview me. No one's asked me to clarify something. If you want to talk about me on your station, reach out to me, ask me some questions. Let me answer them for you. But you're just going to go assume what I'm saying and you're going to go broadcast that to the world. No, it doesn't work like that. Because now what you're doing is you're misleading your audience as to who I am. And you never even had the courage to confront me. And now I have something on my channel, and I even said to them, look, if you don't agree with me, come on to my channel. We'll talk openly, publicly about it. We can debate respectfully. I'm not here, let's debate it respectfully, and, instead of getting somebody that was mature, that would say, okay, let's do a debate. Like you see, in politics, people respectfully debate each other all the time. Instead, I'm called names. I'm called, what I mean? They're just, it's something so beyond anything that would ever be allowed in the legal profession. I can tell you now, this isn't how it goes on in court.
Leslie, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Just remember this. He once told me, I never have to attack people personally. All I have to do is put the suggestion out there, and my followers will do the rest.
Yeah. Well, that's apparent. It's apparent that that's what's going on. And like I said, I mean, it's the fact that people don't have a mind of their own and they're willing to listen to somebody who just basically dictates to me that, I mean, now they're brainwashed. They're under mind control, under a cult, as far as I'm concerned. What you have no mind of your own, you're just going to attack someone that you don't even know based on something that this guy's telling you that you probably don't even know him that well. So you're just going to, I mean, what it is, it's to me, it's a bunch of miserable people that are sitting around wanting to find purpose for their misery. So they, instead of looking internally at their own lives, they have to project it on somebody else, and, there's no other explanation for it. It's just, it's sad, actually. It's very, very sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going over one of his minions that has a channel, that umbrella guy, and what he did last night, and he was literally going off, and I'm watching the chat, and I'm watching all these lies come out of these I'm like, wow, they really are hodunk hillbillies. Yeah, they really and truly are, brainless, completely brainless, and just following along with anything that these people say. And I'm like, wow, not once since I started, no one has asked me any questions. No one has come to me to try and interview. They've just went out and they started attacking. And I have never, everything I do is after, Jeremy puts a video out. Jeremy went and attacked Guapo. There's so many things, and it's always an after fact. I'm always commenting on what he's done.
You're reacting to something that he perpetrated.
Yeah. Absolutely reacting. And it's I've never taken a first step in nothing. Yeah. You know what I mean? I've always followed what he's done and gone back at it because it's all a bunch of hooey. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Well,
you know?
yeah,
And
that's
I
why a
just feel
timeline, you got to look at the timeline. You got to see who took the first blow because the way I have seen it in the timeline that I've created. And like I said, I hadn't followed this case, but this is just on public records and whatnot. In the allegations in his own complaint, to me, it just seems like there was a bunch of crap going on. Then a lot of YouTubers, he made it so public. I mean, he made it public, and then YouTube
yes.
influencers decided to report on it, and then he attacked the YouTube influencers for reporting on it. I mean, that's how it looks to me. But
Right.
It's listen, he's serving Kool-Aid and he's doing exactly what Hitler did. He's loading in the fluoride,
yeah.
overdosing with fluoride.
You're right, Dave. He said it's sad when the journalists don't even want to ask you questions to make sure the story is unbiased.
Well,
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly right.
I mean, I was getting reported on last night by this Ray Hip guy about my speculation about my intention and this and that. Not one person reached out to me. So is he a reporter? What exactly is he? Because any sound reporter, responsible reporter would reach out to somebody first before they go blabbing their mouths about what that person thinks.
Exactly. And I mean, everybody is coming out saying that they're, journalists.
Yeah.
Everybody, including Germ. And it's like the only person who, to me, is a journalist is Michael Volpe.
Becky H, thank you.
Story. Becky, thank you so much. In this whole entire, I call it a tree with branches, right? So Michael Volpe is the only one, along with Richard Luthman, who are legit journalists.
Yeah, and he was the one that asked me to interview him. I mean, so it's like I didn't know anybody. He asked me, and the reason he asked me was because I saw something really horrible running through Facebook, and he'd always been good to me, and I always, he always tried to see both sides and arguments. I actually found out about him through a client that I had years ago in Miami, and he did a really good interview on the segment, and that's how I knew him. And he was a friend on Facebook, and I saw something come through, and I don't like seeing defamatory comments about other people, so I informed him and I told him, look, I reported, I just want to let you know. And then that's when he came and he said, hey, I'd love it if you'd interview me on this issue that I'm dealing with, right? And I didn't know what it was. And I guess it was this whole Hales thing. And I said, okay, that's fine. I mean, and I thought maybe he just, he said, well, just get it uploaded. And he was, he would distribute it. I wasn't doing it to get my station anymore. You know what I mean? I wasn't trying, because I haven't been trying to create a station. It was just, like I said, I used my YouTube more to just host links so that I could share it with other people and whatnot. But but he that's how I got into this whole thing. And all of a sudden, after the first interview, which I thought I was very neutral, I get attacked all over the place.
Yeah. That's because you had two people from one side, like who's to say that your next interview wasn't going to be Megan or Tug or.
Well, I reached out to Megan and I asked her, and even Michael had suggested I do. I reached out and I said, hey, I would love to interview you. I'm interviewing Michael if you want to give your side of the story. And I tracked the email, because I track my emails, and she read it multiple times, so I know she got it, and she never responded. I mean, what else am I going to do? And then Michael said, well, hey, I've got some other people that would love to be interviewed as well. And that's how this whole thing happened. That was my association. And then when I saw that how bad I was being attacked, and then I started to see some of the things that came from Jeremy Hill's own mouth and his own videos, I was appalled, period. I was appalled. And I wasn't making, judgment on the case itself. I was just looking at him as a person. And I was like, what type of man is this that would publish this sort of stuff? I mean, that's where my opinion came in,
Yeah. I think, they should have, if they want to be journalists, then they should actually go and take, there's an American journalism handbook. They should go read it. I suggest the other one, the mole, the flipper, Shark, goes and reads it. Because to me, where is the professional journalism here? Like, according to Mike Volpe, Megan was once a professional journalist and has since, in flipping.
Kyle,
Kyle, thank you so much. she's no longer. I mean, everything she used to discuss and talk about as far as children and Munchausen and all these things, she's totally flipped, to go with Jeremy's narrative. And I don't know her previous experience like that, but Michael does, he's worked with her. And so hold on, let me see. Oh, okay.
Or did you get my? I just said I have to grab a soda really fast.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I'll be right back. Sorry, it's the only way I can stay up. Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, so I mean, it's like,
dude, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I feel bad for Leslie going through this shit. But Leslie sees now what the innocent people are going for, and she's a good person. She's not going to let that happen to these good people. And just like you, Lisa, started fighting, and I came forward, and Michael Volpe and Richard, and it's just, this is not right.
Yeah,
it's not right.
Hot and tights and long hair.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Sweetheart, stop it. Oh my god. Yeah, I sent Kendra a link. I don't know where she went. But yeah, man, I'm surprised because I talked to Leslie this afternoon, and a lot of people like kind of warning her, like, you're next, like you're the new one. They're gonna try and drum up some content on you, and when I saw what he was doing, I was just like, oh my god, like he literally said something about disbarred lawyers. And like I said, is he talking about Richard? Who's he talking about there? And then he brought up the fact of retiring to not get disbarred.
I'm back. Can I comment on this?
Go right ahead, honey.
Okay.
Right ahead.
So here's the deal. You can't retire if there's grounds for disbarment. Because trust me, the state bar, if you've harmed the public to the point of disbarment,
they want to disbar you.
They're going to disbar you. That's how they get rid of you. They don't allow you. There was a case with this guy named Barry Gainsbourg this past year where he sued the bar because he attempted to retire. I think it was like 12 times or something. And they kept denying him because they had enough on him to disbar him. So they would not let him retire. And that's the whole thing. When they had let me retire, I got an affidavit because I was thinking about getting my license in New York. So I went straight to my bar to get it because part of my application to New York was to get an affidavit from my state bar. And in the affidavit from my state bar that I've circulated everywhere, it says that I chose to retire if I should want to practice law again and obtain my license again in Florida. I would need to seek permission from the committee. Okay. So if I was doing it in lieu of being disbarred, first of all, that doesn't happen, because they're just going to go ahead and disbar you. So this whole thing to me, this is complete defamation. And that's why, we sent a cease and desist letter to Jeremy and to the hips guy, because they are going around insinuating that I retired in lieu of disbarment, which is a complete fault. That's complete false statement. And so it was basically cease and desist. That's false and defamatory. Do not continue it. And the response I got, or my husband and I got tonight from Jeremy, was see you in court. And so it's like, this is a reasonable request. You're sitting there attacking my, my retirement. Like if I was going to be, screwed up, like if I was going to go around having the stigma of being disbarred, I might as well just been disbarred. I mean, why is there retirement? You know what I mean? Retirement is non-disciplinary. If I want to get my license in any other state, I can go apply and get my license. If I want to ask Florida again to get my license, it says it right in their affidavit, I would have to petition and seek approval again. So it's as simple as that, and my reasons for retirement it's a very complex story, but I essentially became a whistleblower. I freed people from guardianships who were wrongfully held in guardianships, about 13 wards that were wrongfully held in guardianships. And
Like Britney Spears.
yeah, like the Britney Spears stuff. And I tapped into the pockets of the pharmaceutical companies, the assisted living facilities, the elder law attorneys who are profiting off of this. I was featured on ABC News and NBC News. I was asked to be at Palm Beach County Clerk of Court to speak on fraud, and how to recognize it in the docket. So I became somebody that was basically going against the cabal, and in being that I had enough stress. I have, at that time, I had 3 young kids. I was trying to, to mother, on top of having to dodge all these bullets, on my, kind of like what's going on now. It's like, that's why I got rid of my YouTube channel, because there was just a lot of crap going on and I just couldn't take it anymore. And so I just said, you know what, I'm just going to retire, because when you retire, then that's it. You don't have to worry about, dealing with it. You don't have to worry about people asking you for legal advice. And my husband still had his license, and we knew I could practice under him, and I'm allowed to practice under him, which I do. And I also consult other lawyers around the state of Florida, which I'm allowed to do. The only thing I can't do anymore is I don't get to show up in court and, argue verbally. But, to say such a thing is very ignorant, and, it's not the truth. And it just, there's nothing else to say about it. It's ridiculous that they have that running around out there against me right now.
Can I read the cease and desist or no? Whoops.
Yeah. I sent it.
Right.
I think I emailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
And here's another thing. They can't say that I conspired with any of you guys, because I never knew you guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, so you showed that too. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you can show it if you want, but this is the cease and desist that was sent to him, and in response, he basically says, "See you in court."
all right, let me pull it up, because I don't want to pull it from the actual email.
He sent it literally minutes after receiving it tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an asshole. All right, here we go. Let me share it. Yeah, I was like, oh my God. when I saw, I'm like, she just sent him a cease and desist. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Because it was somebody who mentioned it in the chat.
And sent to him and Jay Hip. Yep.
Yeah, there's Jay. Regarding cease and desist defamatory statements regarding Legally Leslie. Dear Mr. Hales and those supporting, this letter serves as a formal demand that you immediately cease and desist from making and disseminating false and defamatory statements regarding Legally Leslie, specifically your claims that she retired her law license to evade being disbarred. Your assertion is unequivocally false. The Florida Bar's own affidavit attached here too affirms under oath that Leslie voluntarily elected to retire her license. At no point was there pending disciplinary action which would have precluded her from retiring in good standing. If the Florida Bar had any evidence warranting disbarment or disciplinary proceedings, it would not have permitted her to retire, as established by precedent in Barry Gainsbourg versus the Florida Bar. And there's a statute there, so if you want to go look at it. In that matter, the Florida Supreme Court made clear that resignation or retirement is not available as means to circumvent disciplinary action. Furthermore, Leslie's retirement, as evidenced in the attached sworn affidavit from the Florida Bar, was voluntary. Should she ever wish to practice again, she would be subject to review by the appropriate Florida Bar Committee consistent with established procedures. Your continued publication of these false statements constitutes defamation per se under Florida law. And it cites case law there too. Under Florida Statute 7701 and 8306, knowingly making false and malicious statements that injure another's professional reputation is actionable and subjects you to both legal and financial liability. Additionally, under federal law, the repeated publication of knowingly false statements may give rise to relief under 28 U.S.C. 4101, the federal definition of defamation, and, if made online, may implicate federal jurisdiction. If you do not immediately cease and desist from spreading this false narrative, we will pursue all available legal remedies, including but not limited to an action for injunctive relief, compensatory, and punitive damages and recovery of attorney's fees and costs. This is your final warning. Govern yourself accordingly. And that's your husband, correct? And his response to that was, see you in court. Hello?
We can't hear Leslie.
Oh,
Something happened.
oh, she popped out for a second.
All right.
So
Yeah, that's
yes,
insane.
that was what his response was. And
See you in
attached to it
court.
was the legal papers. We could talk about that again tomorrow because Leslie will be on here. I'm guessing she's gonna come back. She might have just gotten cut off, but yeah. So I mean that's messed up, and that was his response. See you in court.
Dude, this guy is insane. He's insane. He's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, that's what it is.
And
I mean, I remember when he was doing something in over at the property, he was using the tractor and driving by Michelle's house and yelling and screaming something. And it was like, how crazy is this going to get? You know, we know he's a narcissist. Okay. You cannot know what they're going to do next. You know, he is absolutely dangerous, in my opinion. And I am sure, I mean, I know Michelle's afraid of what could happen and what he's got, what he could possibly do, and there's a real true fear there based on everything he's done. There's a true fear there. And you have to ask yourself, what is he capable of? Because that's what she's been asking. What on earth is he capable of? She's been scared, and this man uses the courts like I used my dad when my brother called me mean names as a kid.
yeah, right.
I mean, it's couldn't see his response. Was it all caps or type? No, I didn't show his response, hon.
Sorry,
But-
I got cut out for a second, but I was sending you, and I'm going to send it to you. It's the actual affidavit from the bar to show, because this is so ridiculous. They have all been given this, and they continue to say these statements. That is malicious. That is defamation.
Everything he does, hon, has been malicious. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, that because there's an element you have to prove with defamation. Part of it is that you knowingly knew the truth, but you continued to say defamatory statements. And that is that shows maliciousness now, because he has been in receipt of the Florida Bar affidavit. And you can very easily read the paragraph. You'll see, I sent it just now to you in an email, but you can very easily see the paragraph that says that I chose to retire, and that I'm not eligible for reinstatement unless permitted by the Bar of Board Examiner's Office, which means if I want to try to get permitted again, I can. It says unless permitted. Okay. Right. So it's like, I don't know what else why they want to keep harping on this.
Right. There it is right there. Okay. So it's
number paragraph 8. If you go to paragraph 8, you'll see.
On 3/13/2023, Miss how do I say your name?
It's Ferdarigos. Yeah, it's my husband's Greek. Yeah.
I just want to make sure I said it properly. I chose to permanently retire from the Florida Bar and is not eligible to practice and not eligible for reinstatement unless permitted by the Florida Board of Bar Examiner's Office.
Yeah, I mean, so where is there a disbarment or lieu of disbarment? Or if you're disbarred, you don't get it. You don't get to go.
You don't get to retire.
Yeah, that's the whole point. And it's like why they continue to create this false narrative. Well, I know why. They want to undermine my credibility because I'm obviously giving another side to this whole saga, and they just want to undermine my credibility. But to me, they don't understand. I have a functioning legal consulting business that I work for attorneys behind the scenes. That is my bread and butter. That is how I make a living. I don't make a living from YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And when they go and they publish these sorts, then it comes up in Google searches and it threatens my livelihood. And do you understand? And because people know, 100%. People know that I'm retired. They ask me, I get hired by attorneys. That's where my money comes from. I'm not making money from my YouTube whatsoever. And, so it's like for him to sit there and attack me, they are making money, right? From their YouTube. So it's
attacking people.
And then they're attacking my credibility. As a retired attorney. I mean, my God, if I was going to live under the scrutiny of disbarment, then I should be disbarred. But you don't make me paid to live under the scrutiny of disbarment when I was never a candidate for disbarment. And now you're going to
Correct.
put a false narrative in to the public so on Google searches my name can come up like that. That is
That's like
damage.
that's similar to him saying like I'm a criminal. I have a rap sheet. I have this. I have that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
And
that's
it's not
because
true.
yeah, because like if you're when it affects your livelihood and your trust,
Yeah.
and they have this, it's called defamation per se. When you allege somebody's a criminal, you don't even
Mhm.
have to show damages. That is called defamation per se. And
Right.
you like, for instance, like saying I'm disbarred or I did this in lieu of disbarment, that is defamation per se. If they're saying you're a criminal, that's defamation per se, meaning we wouldn't even have to show damages. Just the nature of the statement itself is enough
Yeah.
to prove that, prove that claim.
Yep. Yep. Absolutely. And I'm not letting it go. You know, he literally, like, he went after my husband. He doxed my address live on his show.
I thought we should do a class action. I started thinking about that. Why doesn't everyone do a class action against him?
I was thinking that too.
I think we should, but the thing that Rip's my lawyer said, he said it would be so hilarious to see Shockett up against 11 different lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
he would be pulling his hair out.
Well, I'll tell you what I was toying with the idea, because I'm allowed to represent myself. I can't represent a business, but this isn't my business. This is my personal name that they're attacking. They're not attacking a business. This is my name.
Right.
And so I was toying with the idea of slapping him in the middle district, because I don't know if his attorney's licensed in the middle federal district, but I've already sent him a cease and desist. Okay. He basically insinuated he's not going to follow that whatsoever. So he's going to continue to defame. So I was going to spend an all-nighter tonight writing up a federal lawsuit against him and file it in the middle district and let him go ahead and fight me in the middle district on top of the northern district.
Right. Do it.
Well, is Gainesville Northern District?
Yeah.
That's northern district. But see, I'm in Central Florida. That's where I live.
Yeah,
and I'm allowed.
You're Orlando.
I'm allowed to file a lawsuit where the damage occurred, and I live
What
here.
is Sumter County?
Sumter County?
We're Northern District.
Yeah. So you got to understand, when I was a lawyer, I had my license in the southern and middle federal districts, but I could, if I would have to get my license in the northern federal district to represent somebody in the northern. Now, my husband has a license in the northern district. He does not have a license in the middle district, but I'm allowed as a pro se litigant to represent myself and file in the middle district if I should want to do so. So I was seriously contemplating, after he responded as he did, just to go ahead and slap him with a lawsuit in the middle district for defamation and show that he intends to continue, because his response shows that he's been given a cease and desist as required under the law. And he has basically, with his response, insinuated that he has no credence to follow that. So to me at this point, he's planning to continue to say this about me. And in order to stop it, I would need to file a lawsuit against him.
And it seems like something like this would be, especially after seeing everything he's done, it would need to be nipped in the bud pretty fast.
Yeah, it needs to be nipped in the bud, because I don't need this. It's going to affect my reputation in the consulting work that I do, because that is my bread and butter, and that is how I support my children and my family. And if he's going to go ahead and create this narrative where I come up all over Google searches as some disbarred attorney, then that needs to be nipped in the butt, because now that is going to affect my livelihood. And on top of it, it's defamation per se. So I don't even have to show that it's damaged my finances at this point with with him stating such a statement about me.
Right.
Now, couldn't you slap him with the lawsuit and then a gag order on top of that?
Well, yeah, I can go for an injunction. I can go for an injunction to stop him from saying this, because he's going to cause more damage to me. And so, I was considering doing that. It's just, for me, this is just a bunch of crap that I'm even in this position with this guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, he's just, but again, he's the type of personality that until he's hit with the law and hit with authorities and hit with everything else, he's probably not going to stop. And
exactly.
so,
Leslie, I'm so sorry that he did this to you. But once again, I'm not sorry, because it takes someone like you to shut a person like this up and help us end this once and for all, because he attacks so many innocent people all the time. And it's, my heart goes out to all these people. My heart goes out to Michelle and John, and they're just trying to raise a little girl that they, you know, adopted from birth. And to do all this, it makes my heart cry. It just,
it's
sick.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And like I said, normally when I encounter someone like this, I just stay the heck away because they're dangerous, in my opinion. I don't like to be associated with people like this, but he's now involved me, and he's shown himself to be relentless in his, attack. And, it's not something I can just run from now, because he's clearly on a vendetta. And it's gonna have to be shut up. Like I'm gonna have to nip it in the butt. And here's the thing: is I've gotten really horrid emails sent to me from this Ray, whatever his name is, making fun of my appearance and everything else. And I'll tell you, I'm 2 seconds from going to the authorities and slapping him with criminal harassment, because I didn't ask for this. I don't know who this guy is. He pegged me out. And now he's going after me. Never had the audacity or the decency to pick up or email me, ask me any questions, and then he goes on a tirade about me on his show, and then sends me horrible emails attacking me.
Good for you. Good for you. God bless you.
Yeah, I'm 2 seconds from reporting this to the authorities, because that is criminal harassment, what he's doing, and so I'm not playing games anymore. I don't need to be a part of their charade of, humiliating people and everything else. But I'm not going to allow them to humiliate people, innocent people, in my presence either. So, you know what? They want to do it. They want to put it out there publicly. Well, guess what? They damn well better expect opinions, on what they're doing. And I have no problem giving my opinion on it, because it's wrong. And anybody who supports it is not somebody, the caliber of person I would ever want to associate with.
Right.
Question for Leslie: if you get him in win death case and injunction, what stops his cult followers from doing his dirty work as they are doing now to Lisa and everyone else?
Here's what I've noticed: a lot of his cult followers aren't even Americans. Did you know that? And here's the crazy part: is that when they're international like that, you can't really get them. That's the problem, is they can attack you all they want over the internet. They're not even from this country. And I've noticed that a couple of the really hardcore, really bad ones are from the UK. I've looked them up. You can't, what you can do is you can, just keep at it and keep reporting them. And then you could probably associate him, maybe tag, that he's directing, kind of like a Charlie Manson and the killers, the people that killed Charlie Manson.
Did you see the Hold Down Hillbillies thing? They actually put Manson in compared him to Manson,
because he was able to manipulate his followers to kill. On a less severe level, it seems that Jeremy could be possibly manipulating his followers to attack and bully and cyberbully all over the internet. Because you got to ask yourself,
I totally see that.
Because these people, these followers of him don't know the people that they're attacking, but through Jeremy. So what is Jeremy saying and doing to warrant these attacks? So I would question that he is condoning hate. When one of the contrary arguments to First Amendment rights on speech is when it provokes hate. You can't provoke hate. Okay. When you have hate provoking speech, that is not protected under the First Amendment Constitution. And if his speech is warranting attacks from followers, he would be indirectly liable, I would believe, for provoking such. So you would have to, again, show, you would have to stop him from, stating what he states, because obviously it's influencing the other people, and you would have to go after the other people. A lot of them will do this anonymously, but you can subpoena Facebook, and Facebook will have the records on who these people are, even if they're posted anonymously.
Yes.
And you can report that to authorities, and you can get them on criminal harassment.
Well, same with emails. Same with email. You can do that, and that's what's happening with a lot of stuff. You can
I
find
have a
out who
link
it is.
for the Facebook for the criminal, like for legal authorities to go in. I
Yeah.
actually saw that. I have that. Yeah.
And you, what you want to do when you see it, you give them a warning. You say, I'm, if you do this again, I'm reporting you, period. You know, this is, you know what I mean? Just let them know. But a lot of them don't even care. You know what I mean? And like I said, a lot of these people, I think he gets people from, you know, not from this country to do his dirty work, knowing that it's going to be hard, you know, if, you know, to go after them when they're international.
Right. That's pretty interesting. But that's a lot of the people on Facebook are outside.
Well, that's who I've noticed that come in the hardest and attack. They're not even American, just so you
Right.
know, because you can look them up and you can see where they're from. They're from the UK. The two of the people that I've pegged down, they're from the UK, and then I think one of them is from Australia. So you know, that's what he
There's
does.
quite a few from Australia, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't go with the he knows that if he does, if the Americans, you know, were to do it, they could be held liable. So he goes after international people. I believe, in my
That
opinion,
is crazy.
to do his dirty work, because he knows that it's hard to stop international people from doing it.
Yeah. I just want to say we do have some great people that are international in here. A lot of people from Australia are in here.
Australia, UK,
Yeah, and the UK.
Canada,
And New Zealand. Stratlova.
yeah.
So we have some great people that aren't here.
No, and
so
I know that there's like I said, I only say this because I'm talking about the liability. Like,
yeah.
you know
No,
what I'm
I
saying? It
agree.
has nothing to do with them as people. He just knows that if it's somebody that's international, they're not going to have the same liability. You know what I'm saying? As an American would have.
Well, the DJ Radis dude that makes like parodies and stuff, and like said, like basically threatening me, putting my address in one of his songs. He's gonna come to the villages and all this stuff. Who literally came down from Ohio and was stalking Michelle. His whole channel is about Michelle. He's from Australia, and how and why he actually left it, we don't know. But he's done enough that you know the criminal stuff was actually sitting in the sheriff's office about him, and he ironically jumped ship and went back to Australia. So and apparently he's already there. So, but
Wow.
I don't speak kindly of others. Yeah. So yes, but he was one. He was doing his dirty work for sure, no doubt.
Yeah. Well, that like from a legal stance, that's why you know you have to almost think it is orchestrated, because somebody knows, you know what I mean, that somebody knows enough to know to go to somebody that's outside the United States to do it, because it's going to be a lot harder to stop it.
Right. Well, the Spawn Trooper dude is always talking about that.
Yeah.
He's from, I believe he's from the UK. Yeah, you know, they can't do nothing to me. You know, I'm like, okay, well, there are international laws, by the way, but it's still harder, you know.
Now, Rick's Leslie, my lawyer was saying that actually UK is a lot harder on this than the United States is. So
yeah, that's what we heard.
If you can prove this, if you have all that, you can get the UK involved, and they are a lot more strict about this.
Yeah. See, this is something I've never dealt with. So, I mean, I would have to research, you know what I'm saying, to see what can be done. Because I know, you know, I'm sure there's got to be something you can do.
They've got really strict laws on cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. That they do. I'm looking, Dreamweaver. Hold on. Question. Well, here's one question. Germ says they have a restraining order that John and Michelle cannot even be on a road where they were on first. Is that true? Was she fined? Here it is. I got Dreamweaver's question. There is a restraining order, but because they live so close, they have to stay 10 feet away from each other. But Jeremy driving up to their house, passing their house, screaming 10 feet while he sees that John's outside on one of his cameras is not, you know, also a day after having knee surgery and can't just like run away because Jeremy's coming down the street. That's not them breaking the contempt order, but they did make it look that way, and he made it look that way to the judge, and they got the contempt. But I believe once the judge actually sees the truth about what's really going on, which he can't even deny anymore, as long as the judge sees the evidence, it's going to be removed. So he's talking a bunch of crap tonight, but Jeremy doesn't know the evidence that is piled up against him. So, and Dreamweaver had a question for Leslie. What about the cyberbullying laws?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There are cyberbullying laws, both federal and state laws, that are actually, it's a crime. It's an actual crime to do this. And so, that can definitely, it's just the problem is he's got so many people doing it at one time that it's hard to peg. Usually, it's hard to peg just one person because he is such a collaborative group of people coming together and posting anonymously.
Yeah. Thank you, Dustiel, dude. He says if you win against him in court, can you get him banned from YouTube for harassment? Because that is where the majority of his money comes from.
I think it's hard to say. I wouldn't know what a court, is going to do because they have a broad discretion on what they would do. But I can,
Plus, there's also a 230. I believe it's 230. Richard was talking about it. There's a 230 law out there when it comes to like social media platforms where they're not held liable for what other people do, but it's a good faith type of law. So you would have to prove bad faith. And I'll tell you what, I mean, we have proof that these videos have been reported and not removed or nothing's been done.
Well, you would get an order. You would go for an order from the judge. That would be, an injunctive type of order where he could not speak about certain topics.
Right.
That's what, I would go for should I decide to sue him now. I would ask specifically, you know what I'm saying, to forbid him from speaking of me and things along those lines. And, but everybody, because I can't do it on behalf of everybody else, because in court, you have to have standing to bring anything on, which means you have to show that it was directly connected to you. But now he has made it directly connected to me in his failure to acknowledge the truth and his continual statement.
Was Shocking CC the cease and desist?
What? I'm
his
sorry.
Lawyer? Did you CC Shockett, his lawyer?
No, I just CC'd. We just CC'd him. We CC'd him. I mean, he can send it to his lawyer if he wants to, but I just sent it because we don't know if his lawyer is going to handle this case with me, because this case is separate. He can try to claim I'm in a conspiracy, but I never knew you guys when I came into this. Now I do. Now I know you, but I didn't know you initially.
Yeah. Well, that's what's funny, because he tried to add me and Bruce as defendants in the first case, which we didn't know Michelle until, I didn't know Michelle until August of last year, and he filed it in March.
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I have knowledge of all this crap that went on before you filed? I only know after the fact. I didn't know Michelle beforehand.
Yeah. He would have to prove, he'd have to go and grab communications. And we all know that I've never met you guys until the last week and a half, you know? So, I mean, for him to try to say that I was conspiring, my God, the only connection I had was with somebody who's not even a defendant in his lawsuit.
Right.
Who simply asked me, who simply asked me to interview him. That's how I got involved. And through that interview, then, I was basically, asked to interview you guys, but this had nothing to do, like, I didn't know you guys prior to this. There's just no conspiracy when he's alleging all this stuff. You know what I mean? This is ridiculous, so now I'm an outside party. I mean, good luck trying to prove a conspiracy. You know what I mean? I never knew anybody.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's just the whole conspiracy thing is absolutely a joke. There's no conspiracy whatsoever. I've known Robbie for a long time. I've been on Get Swamped while, he was still hanging out with Jeremy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a joke.
You guys were just reporting on something he made public, I mean, that's it. That's really the whole thing.
Leslie, the thing is, I wasn't even doing that. I wasn't even part of this till he started. I've got 2 of his neighbors that come down here and volunteer and help on the farm. And he had someone go to her parents and tell them that I was using heroin here.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you shouldn't hang around Robbie because he's using heroin and he's selling drugs.
That was offline.
Yeah.
That was not on YouTube. I mean, he said it on YouTube, called him a
He
hero
called
in
me
a
a
box.
heroin addict. Yeah,
Yeah.
hero in a box.
But
He-
offline, he said that to someone specific. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awful. That's
Yeah.
And he
defamation. No,
he
Yeah.
he has stated online that he quit filming with me because I was using drugs and selling drugs.
wow.
Right. Right.
Wow.
Now, let me ask you,
And
do you need to send a cease and desist to Martha as well?
I don't know who Martha
Girlfriend.
is.
His girlfriend that's on the show with him.
Oh, if she said something, yeah, I would actually. Yes, I would. Like I said, I can easily do that. You know what I mean? I'll tell you right now, if I decide I'm going to go ahead and file in the middle district, then I will name him. I will name her. I will name his businesses because he's got, a couple businesses. Because I don't know which one's receiving money for what he's doing, but he's obviously now using my name for content
Right.
and he's making money. I'm not making money. That's the
Right.
difference. I'm not making a cent. So, he's clearly now bringing me into this and he's now, he got a donation. I saw one of his, he got a donation through his live tonight and I'm sure he got many other donations and he's using me as part of the content. So,
Yeah,
you know
Jay
what?
Hip actually sent him something and mentioned you. I saw that.
Yeah.
Was awesome.
So you know what? That's the whole thing. He's making money from this. I'm
Yes.
not. And
Yeah.
good luck trying to say anything because the law is, I'm not anything that I'm reporting. I'm not making a cent from. I'm just doing this, to give you guys another voice, right? To see another angle of this. And so,
The legal angle of it.
yeah, and
you
it's
know,
it's
because-
really
yeah.
it's just opening people's minds up to what is verifiable facts versus not verifiable facts. How lawyers would analyze something, like building a timeline, seeing what's reactive, seeing what somebody initiated themselves, which is what I've found with him is he's initiated it and everybody else has reacted, and so but then he wants to say that he wants to put this narrative in his federal case as if he's got a bunch of crazy, obsessed fans that are just wanting to damage his reputation and ruin him. I mean, that's how he makes it sound. But
Right.
I was never a fan. I would never be a fan of his. So
Yeah.
why am I not being
George
attacked?
was making comments about your timeline. If you're gonna talk about the case, go back to a certain point.
Listen, I'm doing the timeline based on his own filing. Okay. So
Right.
if he I'm not looking at this from the inception of him meeting anybody. I'm looking
Right.
at the timeline from what he has alleged in his actual federal complaint. And that's what any judge would do. That's what anybody in the court system would do. They would look at a timeline based on the allegations in their complaint. And that's what I'm doing. It's simple as that. And so, you know what I mean? So it's
You're giving legal analysis.
yeah, I'm
It's
not
just-
going back. Listen, it's an endless sea of stuff I could go back on if I wanted to, but I'm not here to do that. I'm not going back through every little charade of history.
Right.
I'm just looking at what he's alleging and I'm looking at the evidence and I'm looking at, a timeline based on that. And that's it. And you know what? They make fun. Oh, she's only been on it for a week. Well, what do you think a judge is going to be? Judge is not going to have been on it that much.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm no
Yes.
different than the court's going to be. It's like, no, you don't have to be on something the full 2 years when you're talking about a legal case and allegations. You're lucky if a judge hears you for 2 days on your whole thing.
Right.
So that's the whole thing. It's like they want to make fun of the fact I've only been looking into this. I'm looking into this more than any court would look into this.
Right. Yeah. You are. You absolutely are.
Yeah.
This is just crazy. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
I can't believe his answer like that. What a cocky asshole. Sorry, that's
Oh,
my
I know.
opinion.
I was like, well, I already profiled him, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
I already expected it.
you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
He's a narcissist and
Class B,
it's
was that?
absolutely
Group B, Class
ridiculous.
Well, it's AI. We'll clarify. AI said it.
Mhm.
AI analyzed his own words, nothing more. And
Right.
AI found him to be cluster B personality, narcissism, I think sociopath, borderline, antisocial. I'm not, AI is the one who pegged it simply on the words of his deposition. And
Mhm.
obviously some of the criminal stuff that was alleged. And that was it. Like nobody made opinions. That's what AI said about him. And
Right.
so, when if that personality type is hit, they think they're unstoppable. And
Yeah.
like I said, 9 times out of 10, the only time they will stop is when they're hit with the law, when they're hit with an order from the court, when they're hit with, the authority. And even at that still doesn't change them,
Right. Yeah.
Leslie,
Well,
listen,
I'm being
these
sued
states,
for fundraising, illegal fundraising. Apparently, that is what he said. Illegal fundraising.
Well, first of all, I don't know.
Criminal charges.
I mean, all I know is that he has. This is my observation. This is what I witnessed tonight, just looking at his live. He's giving a narrative that I would tell you is not accurate, and he's making it. He went on to a charade about how George is crying all the time and poor them,
Yeah.
And then, during this course of his live, he gets someone gave him $20. He thanks them for the $20. I mean, come on. Like,
Yeah.
what is that classified as? Is that fundraising? Like, is that misleading and deceptive fundraising? Because basically
that's definitely deceptive.
yeah, I mean, you're getting money off of a live and you're giving a narrative that is not fully accurate. And can definitely be contested. That's why at this point I say, hey guys, hey Jeremy, hey whatever Rig, whatever your name is, why don't you guys come on my show and we can debate it out. Let's debate. I'm happy to debate. Let's do it. Yeah, I'll see if they take me up on that, because I would love if they wanted to debate me, but they need to be prepared with evidence, and they need to have some sort of legally grounded argument, because I'm not going to get into a shit show,
Right. Exactly. I see. The thing is, I don't think they have one. I think on their side of it, I think if Jeremy came on, I don't think he would, because he would be thinking that you'll get views or something from him, so he wouldn't say anything there.
I'll do it on his show. He can bring me on his show.
Yeah, the only other one I think who would be too afraid of you, but would probably be able to ask more legal questions. Not that they'd be legit, but it would be Megan.
Yeah.
Because she's watched cases. She's actually reported on cases before when she was, in fact, a legit journalist. So that's the only one I think. Then the rest of these guys are just foaming at the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they really are. I mean, Tug thinks he's some kind of experienced person because he talked about, the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard case for whatever, and that's where he got all of his viewers from. But I mean, no. So the only person I think who can actually have that like what you're seeking would be Megan from their side.
Yeah. I mean, I openly invite it. And listen, I don't really care about followers. I just am here just to get down to the bottom of the truth, period.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's how he thinks. He thinks it would be the views and the subscribers.
Yeah, well, he can think all he wants. I make my living off of a totally different forum, which is not
your YouTube's not even monetized, correct?
No, I don't even have it monetized. Okay, like you guys got to understand, when I was asked to do this interview, I had like 7 followers. I wasn't trying to build a YouTube channel. I even asked you, Lisa. I was like, I don't even know how to do this. You know what I mean? There were certain things this was not my intention. And I just was trying to provide an interview for someone that requested me to provide it. And then, obviously there was people that were interested. So then I said, okay, well, I'll go ahead and expand it, which I did, but it was not like that. I wasn't even, and here's the thing. I have no intention of making money from my YouTube channel, to be honest with you. Because I really at this point don't need, him coming back and saying I'm trying to do this for money, because I'm not, you know what I mean? I have my own way that I make money, and that's, in the courtroom behind the scenes, helping attorneys. And that's what I do Monday through Friday. And so it you know what I mean? Like there's nothing else to really say about it with him, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Like there's certain things like I don't like this channel, right? Like we started off in a certain way, number, we've grown, slowly. When I started doing this, when he attacked Guapo, I mean, so many people that saw that I was speaking out about it and what I thought, that they were in agreement, they came and they joined the channel. You know what I mean? So there was a big, massive, membership, or however you want to say, subscriber count, right? But even that's slowed down. Now it's just back to normal. People come and go, numbers go up a little bit, they go. But I mean, that doesn't really affect me because this whole time, I mean, I've had my channel since 2017, right?
Yeah.
I started a little later doing it with this is me and my cousin, you know, but it wasn't even paying for itself. You know, I had monthly expenses, whether it's StreamYard or whatever. You know, if I tend to do some, even my crystals, I mean, my crystals are an expense, you know? So, I mean, I have that. My husband has his own job, his own business, you know? So I had an income before, I have it during, and, you know, it's still now. And then plus I have the YouTube channel now, you know,
But
now
it's your time too, Lisa. It's your time. You know, it's like if you are putting a channel together, listen, I'm all about people being compensated for their time, you
Right.
know,
Oh my
because
God, like,
you
this
do have
takes
to
up a
plan.
lot of my time.
Yeah, you do have to plan and you are providing. Like I've
Yeah.
spent a lot of time on this, you know, and it's really just to help people. That's what I don't think people, you know, and it's because I'm not expecting like anything from this. I just kind of popped in randomly,
Yeah.
not even knowing. And I just felt really bad for what I saw going on. And I've just wanted to help people, you know, but listen, if
you
you're,
know, honestly, that is the same thing that Bruce did. Bruce, you know, was on the lawsuit down, you know, yes, he was talking about his macaroni and cheese and wanted to talk about it. But when he was involved, now he can tell you more details about it, okay? But he was involved in watching this and he heard about this case and he saw the injustice being done to Michelle and John.
yeah.
So, you know, and they're trying to say like he ambulance chased, he did that, he did it. No, he didn't. He wasn't able to practice law here. And truth be known, when I first met him, he was seeking attorneys here for them. You know, he was
I can attest to that because he had even asked me to talk to my husband, you know what I mean, about this was after the fact. This was in the last week. But even before, I mean, I would assume he'd probably have been doing the same thing back then. You know what I mean? Like he just did with us.
He was trying to like give them, you know, some type of help or aid or something like that. But he didn't think that he could, you know, be their attorney at all. When I met him, you know, he said the only way that there would be pro hoc vice. And then he thought he needed another attorney down in Florida to like sponsor him for that.
Yeah.
So that wasn't going to happen. It just turned out he found out he didn't need that sponsor. He could just apply.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. So he ended up becoming their defense attorney.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the case. That's what happened. And they're spreading all these lies, you know.
Lisa, hold on one quick second. Let me address something in the chat. Everybody in the chat who says, you know, I watched Jeremy for such and such years and I can't believe I fell for it. Please do not feel bad about that because trust me, I fell for everything, hook, line, and sinker till Martha left him. And that's when I saw the lies. Yeah. That's when I saw Jeremy spinning.
Maybe during that too. Yeah.
Yes. And that's when I saw Jeremy spinning the lies because she left him and he turned it into she's got cancer and all this BS. And he even told me out of his own mouth that he caught her with another man on his camera at his house.
Babs, you're so funny. Thank you so much, Babs.
I used to believe everything that was coming out of his mouth till I put two and two together and saw all that. And trust me, I wasn't drinking the Kool-Aid. I just listened to what he was telling me about the Marilyn Raby case. And then everything.
You had information outside of YouTube. So a lot of people didn't see any of this until they did. You know, and there's nothing wrong with when it was you found out. Sometimes people saw things at different points of the game. I always say, I'm not trying to tell you not to watch him. I am not telling you that at all.
I told people all the time.
Yeah,
go watch him.
Watch him. I'll even tell you to go check out a specific video. You know what I mean? But what I do say is just keep your eyes open and your ears because you're listening. You know, keep your eyes and ears open and just listen to whatever it is. You know, and you'll figure it out at some point. Or something
anymore. I don't trust a word that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah. So,
and since Guapo's brought a lot of things to light, it's like, wow, really? I fell for that.
Yeah. Well, so tomorrow night, Leslie is going to come on for our first episode of Mischief Monday. So it should be a lot of fun. I'm sure we'll kind of go over this, or tomorrow too, right? So
Yeah, whatever you guys
we'll talk
wanna do.
about. Yeah, we'll talk about some other stuff too. So it should be fun. I know that you got to get up early, so I just want to make sure everybody knew that you will be on again tomorrow night.
Yes, and thank you. I'm glad I got to pop in. I'm glad you guys were up because I was like, it was going through my head tonight, and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe, what's going on.
Someone saw it in the chat. Someone said in the chat, I forget who it was. I'm sorry, but I was like, what? Wait a minute. She sent a cease and desist. I didn't even realize it was that quick.
Yeah.
Because I did watch him. I recorded it every, Sunday night because that's where he spews all his bullshit. So I recorded. So I got it if you need whatever he said in case he goes back to try and delete, which he's done before.
Well, I'm gonna see what happens with him, see how he continues this. But we do have a cease and desist now. He is in receipt of that. You saw saw his response, and if it continues, then we'll file. It's as simple as that. I don't know what else to do.
Yeah, it's similar to what I just did with Shara. But yes,
definitely. Thank you for sharing with us, Leslie. And
thank you guys for having me. And I'll see you guys tomorrow night. And I'm gonna go to bed now because I got to get up early.
Good night.
All right. Leslie.
Good night, guys. All right. Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, she's so cool. I love her. I just love her expertise. You got to remember, she was a trial lawyer. She did litigation. It's like, dude, for you to be so cocky like that, you're a dumbass. But
that's him. Lisa, remember? You remember me telling you when he used to talk to me. He said, "Everything I touch turns to gold."
Yeah, not necessarily.
How narcissistic is that?
Yeah, he's got an ego chip happening for sure. You should show this. I did.
Is Bruce in here? Hi, Bruce.
Everybody's saying hi, Bruce. Robbie, talk for a sec. I gotta get a drink. My mouth's like so dry. Right back.
How you doing, Bruce? You in here, brother? I hope you're doing well. I hope your wife's doing good. Yeah, Todd, 100% fool's gold, that is. It's crazy. And for him to attack Leslie tonight and start making these accusations against her is absolutely insane. And it's so crazy. Good for her. I'm glad she sent that. Letter to him, a cease and desist. And I felt like telling her he's not going to stop. Just because you sent him that, he's not going to stop. But then she'll file charges. She'll file charges. She's not dumb.
No.
And she'll bring him into the Central Florida.
Yeah.
Which will be good. And it'll be a good thing.
Yeah. Well, if there's criminal harassment charges that can be filed, hello.
Well,
hello.
Jeremy, the legal fails. I wanted to hear what she had to say, and she's got. I just had to get my point across. It was the first time I've ever talked to her the other day. I just wanted to put points out there. So I don't mean to interrupt, but I try to get little things in there. And talking with Leslie is like trying to talk with Lisa. It's like I gotta get it in there when I can.
Yeah.
So when they stop to take a breath of air.
You were also quite excited the other night too.
Oh, I was so excited the other night because having another lawyer come in is that's what it.
Yeah,
that's what it takes.
You were just trying to like overflow her with all information.
I know I am bearded, and it's because I get excited, and I'm very I get very excited and going.
Uh-oh. Peculiar. Don't cry, George.
Don't
So
cry,
Don
George.
says, at what point in time will YouTube consider this harassment? Well, I can
Not
tell you,
till not
they have gotten a couple that they removed for harassment,
yeah,
and we
but
got
it's
proof of
not.
it. So
YouTube's not going to do anything till it goes to court and
correct.
sees what happens because
Correct.
there's going to be lawyers that file things against YouTube,
Yep.
and then they're going to
And
be like,
Facebook.
"Oh shit."
And Facebook. Larry formed a mischievous lawsuit against his former associates who left and started their own firm.
What? No way.
Hold on. Where is my email? Okay. When I opened up Leslie's email, I moved it all around. Where'd you email it to me? Hold on.
It is Pam. Right, cuz?
Did you just email it to me? Because it's not here. Hold on. I think you already emailed it to me. I think I had it set up. Hold on. I had so much mail last night between like all the because we did lots of giveaways last night, Robbie.
I know. I heard.
Between all those giveaways and hold on. Nope, that's not it. I had so much mail. And I don't think I answered everybody. As a matter of fact, I see someone I didn't and that I told to remind me. Sorry, hold on. I will answer that when I get off here. I won't say your name, but you should know who I'm talking about. Oh, wait. Is that it? Bruce, can you send it to me again? Because I'm like 3 pages back now. Sorry. Okay. Tamara's here. Hi, Toma. Bruce said for tomorrow episode. Oh, okay. Gotcha. But can you resend it to me so I have it like right up in the front of my emails? Okay. Well, hold on. Actually, I saw there's 2 there. Did you actually find it? And that's what. Okay. Thank you, Bruce. Did you actually find what you had wanted me to send or something? Because there's 2 there from you. I just see the subject line. But night, thank you so much. I think all you guys, hold on. I think all you guys, Robbie, MP, JC, Marlon, should file a class action suit with YouTube on the harassment being done on his channel. Type A1 if you agree. Type A1 if you agree.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
There we go. I left the window. Okay. I think I'm gonna agree with that against YouTube.
Yeah, 100%. You guys, YouTube's not going to do anything right now because you got to remember how many super chats is he getting? YouTube gets 30% of that.
Yeah. I've had conversations with YouTube peeps, and they're documented in regards to him and questioning the fact that he has so many subscribers and gets so many views. Is that why some of the people who are reporting videos, they're not getting taken down? Oh, no, blah, blah, blah. So I have lots of reports in regards to YouTube because yet there is I'm not sure if it's a statute. It's a 230, not Bruce, Richard knows exactly what it is because he's the one who brought it to my attention. It's a 230, I don't know if it's a law. I'm not sure what to call it. It's 230 something. I have to go back and look. It's late. But I did look it up at the time, and it's basically for social media platforms, and it's about them not being liable for what people do with their channels. But it's a good faith thing. And
right.
When I noticed Rich was talking, I saw this before, and then the other night, Rich had mentioned YouTube and also talked about it being in bad faith. So that's how you would have to go towards YouTube and showing, kind of like ixnaying that 230 thing. I have to read it again so I could speak of it properly. But I mean, I know what he was saying. I just don't want to give out, the wrong verbiage. Let's put it that way. But he knows what I'm talking about. There's terms and conditions he signed up to. Yes, there is. There's terms and conditions that we all signed up to.
We all do.
Yeah. And, we're allowed to count. We have First Amendment, rights. And so does he. However, he's defaming people. He's mocking and he's harassing them. He could sit there and try and say,
love you, honey.
I'm not harassing. I'm not seeking him out to maliciously go out and hurt him. I am watching his videos that he's putting out there. And remember, I'm coming after the fact. I'm also coming on at 10 o'clock at night. He's putting these videos out at 5:30. He's going live at 8. I have always been late night from the day our channel started. I've been on at 9, 10 o'clock at night, because I'm a night person. So, and when this is always after the fact, just seen Bone Crusher's last video. He's an amazing human. So Ray Bone Crusher is awesome.
Ray, he's great. He's great. I love talking to Ray.
Others don't have to follow those rules in their own minds. Correct, Stacey. According to germ law. He criminally harassed Bruce without a doubt. He defamed Bruce. He harassed him. I mean,
Starbucks
junkie. Starbucks junkie. Whoop whoop. We just hit a goal. We got a giveaway to do. Whoop whoop. Very cool. Very cool. Goal has been met. Nice. Noel, thank you so much.
Noel, what's up, sweetheart?
I did some research and bots being bought. Yeah, see, it doesn't make sense. Like, where are all these people from the UK? That is on Facebook. Like, why are they the only ones really bitching? If that's the case, like he's got these minions on Facebook. He's got the minions on YouTube, all of it, and here we are, the list of his minions is really long, and the list of Jeremy's defendants, which are the people that are speaking out and not in the same agreement as him. We disagree with what he's doing. He's the one who's the main public figure here, and we are allowed to discuss it. There's certain things that he just. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to have to read the actual filing of this, the amendment, which we didn't do because I didn't set out to do this thinking that we're going to still deal with the first case part, but we weren't expecting a stay on the first case either. And when no one was served for the second case yet. So we were going to hold off on that. We just know it was filed. And at this point, only 6 out of 11 people have been served that I know of. You still haven't been served, right?
No.
Yeah, I don't think Richard has been. I don't believe Dave has been. And I don't believe Ray has been. And who knows if Richard, Dave, or Ray will be served. Because they don't have an address for Richard, Dave, or Ray.
Oh, he's got my address.
Patty. Huh?
He's got my address.
Right. So to me, you and Patty are the only ones that would get served because he has an address for you guys. And I'm not even sure if he has Patty's address. I don't know.
You know how easy it would have been to serve me yesterday? Everybody knew all week I said I was going to be at Gatorland.
Yeah, but it would cost him money because they would have had to pay to get into Gatorland and stuff, Believe it or not, as much money as he throws out there saying, it costs $340. Dude is cheap. He's a cheap SOB. For him to leave a catfish in his chat just for her to get the $1 that she super chatted him is ridiculous. He doesn't care where it comes from, who sends it. He don't care. It's the almighty dollar or cent. I mean, he gets so excited if he finds a penny in a storage unit. He doesn't care. I'm sorry, but he does. You are true kind people and your hearts are pure. Stay strong against evil people. Thank you, Pendragon's Den.
Thank you, Pendragon's Den.
Noel, I'm unfortunately in Australia as well. Yeah. So I don't know. But I wanted to touch base on the stuff that Tug's saying. So Tug is
He
absolutely
can't. Germ
defaming.
cannot go to Gatorland anymore. He is not allowed in
No,
there.
he's not allowed to go. The Hodunks don't all love Martha. Some were willing to throw her under the bus and turn on her for that Sue Happy remark she made.
You know what's funny, Lisa? Now that I'm thinking about it,
Uh,
he's saying that Guapo got him kicked out of there.
yeah, no, he didn't.
Wait till Guapo comes down. I'm going to take Guapo to Gatorland.
There
And
you
we'll
go.
see if he gets in.
There you go. There you go. Podunks love George when she cries. Yeah, what was up with that? She was crying here, she was crying there. Probably because, you're making her do this shit and she knows it's wrong. And you can't tell me she doesn't know it's wrong because when he went to say he was going to sue her sister, she came out with the Sue Happy bullshit and that she's not going to help him sue one more person.
You're welcome,
Okay?
Sassy.
She knows what she's doing is not right. So, and you could tell she fights him back, but I'm pretty sure she gets the shit end of the stick when she does. Haha, Pebs, hold up the punk. Huh. I think that's why she's crying. I think that she's in a position she doesn't want to be in. But again, I cannot give her credit. Basically, get the fuck out then.
I still won't give her credit. It's gone on too long. She's attacked too much.
Get out. You have every opportunity to get out and you choose not to. At this point, with all the stuff that he's doing wrong to people, get out then. She can't be afraid of being blackmailed or whatever. Oh, and by the way, Jeremy has filed for a trademark for What the Hales under his name with his P.O. box for Worcester. And he did it May 3rd. When was that amendment filed, by the way? That's kind of funny. Yeah.
It'll take 6 months for him to get approved for his trademark. Minimum.
Yeah. That's what he did on May 3rd. He filed the trademark under his name, personally, no attorney attached to it. He went on there and did it. May 3rd. Repeat that, please. On May 3rd, he went and tried to trademark or filed to trademark What the Hales under his name with the P.O. box for Worcester. Yeah. So.
He never did, Bobby.
No, she never had
Martha
it.
did.
She filed for it, but she never had the trademark. Did I hear let's bring the woo back in Worcester? Well, he sure brought it back. Because there's that P.O. box. That P.O. box is one of the links that I used to put in the chat. So I know that's it. She's a Stepford wife. Not even. There was some picture of her today alongside the members only thing or whatever. Oh my God, it was so bad. I can't even believe she allowed that to go up.
She's looking rough.
She looks like she's gaining weight in her face.
I thought I was getting old.
But yeah, well, you know what? When you're dealing with someone like him, you tend to stress a lot. And that stress can cause you problems, And sometimes it shows, Here I am giving her credit again, But see, that's how I am, guys. I don't have to like somebody, but if I don't think they're gonna do something, put it this way, let's just use Kimmy for instance, okay? Kimmy meaning the penguin. If you sat here, Robbie, and you told me she did something, and I really truly did not think that she'd do it, I'd say so. No, Kimmy's not like that. She's not going to do that. She's not that far. I'm not just going to go along with you or an allegation because I don't like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's not me. I will actually say if I didn't think Jeremy did something, I'll even say that, you know.
Evil Jeff.
But trust me, we've asked for everything, man. There's no one sending shit. And here's the funny thing. Leslie has asked people, if you have information, send it to me, right? And I think we're gonna go over some of that stuff that people have been sending her. And you have to see the crap that she's getting. The information, the timelines that they're saying, and what they're saying about each and every one of the supposed what the Hales people. The lies are insane, but they actually believe them. It's almost like some of them have scripts that they were given to send. Lisa, why was Martha driving down the road? I thought she slept at schoolhouse. It was during the day. I don't know. I can't tell you why she was. Yeah.
Lisa, I want you to go file for a trademark that says "Why the Hales."
Why the Hales? Call the ambulance. Boo, Martha. Yeah, she's crying for like hours or days, even. Who knows? She is younger than Germ. She's not 53, guys.
Martha has had cancer, yes.
But not when he said she did. He tried to make it seem like she had cancer not too long ago. That's why she left him or in the fall, the beginning of the fall. He tried to say that.
Yeah, she's not 53. She's only 40 something. She's younger than he is.
He's 48 and she's 43. Auntie has a hate for a chicken nugget child, man. Yeah, it's crazy, but so I wanted to go over the Sunday bullshit like we always do, the Sunday Spunday, but I also wanted to go over the bullshit that Tug was spewing last night. It was all about only me, but it was about us being scammers and frauds in the whole 9 yards, and he was really trying to convince only me how bad we were and how bad we were to him and how we treated him badly. And like I said, we did no such thing. As a matter of fact, I purposely didn't, and everybody knew it. But along with all the ass kissing he was trying to do until he got pissed off, and then he became unglued.
Pamela, I don't know.
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know, so I can't speak on that.
Yeah. So there was that. Apparently he lost his shit. Why doesn't he? Because he's, spewing for Germ. The other thing is too, he's been taking this. It was Megan and Tug that actually spread the smear shit that in regards to only me, because Megan was in Guapo's chat when that happened. Okay, and Megan said something and someone blocked her. They think Guapo did, but I'm thinking I don't know, because Guapo, believe it or not, doesn't pay attention to his chat the whole time. I mean, I've been in there. If you have, you know he doesn't pay attention the whole time. When he looks, he'll see what's right there and then maybe scroll a little bit, but he doesn't pay attention to the chat the whole entire time. So I'm not sure who blocked her. However, Tug's saying that he blocked her. And, but, so there was that. But what he got pissed off about was the coward comment, and then only me I guess basically standing his ground. And when I saw what only me said, he was like pretty genuine. Here's okay. People are, Guapo came on here last night and gave us the news. Bud Light sent me one of the screenshots, and I know people in the chat they're iffy. You know what I mean? As far as why that happened, and I see what you're saying. I get it. But one thing Ray said in a comment today was that he didn't come, only me, didn't come into my chat. Maybe he was here, but didn't say anything. I don't know. Okay. But he didn't come into my chat. What he did was he actually did go to the ones that are causing that smear campaign about it and told them it's not true and to stop it. So he did do that, and then also spoke to Guapo about coming here and saying, look, this is what was done. So he did, in fact, approach the people who was smearing it and defaming and said so. Okay. So
he did it right. He did exactly what he was supposed to do. And he's not going to come in here and, celebrate it. He's being professional about it. And he told them to stop because it's not true. And he sent me an email saying, look, he's got his accountants looked into everything. He's got his lawyers on them over there because they're making accusations that aren't true. So,
but he did go to they were smearing it. They were saying all this bullshit. They were the ones spreading lies about it, regardless of how he said what he said. Okay. He did go to them and tell them straight up, no, this is not true. Stop it. That he did do. I do know that while the chat was going on with Guapo and Guapo's chat and whatever, look, he said some things that offended some people, not just me. I do appreciate everyone who stood up for me and backed me. I was just in a position where I really needed to sit back and take a look and watch what was going on. Okay. But there are people who he did say things about or whatever. So him saying certain things like I get it. I'm not literally trying to sit here and just be like, who. I am glad that the truth is out. He did, in fact, like I said, he went to the side that was causing the shit and went directly to them. Okay. So I do have to look at that as well. So I'm not going to sit here and bash, but what I will do is, and the reason why I'm saying this right now is because when all this occurred, people backed me. Okay. And thank you. I mean, a lot of people backed me. I saw it. Okay. And I 100% absolutely appreciate it. Okay. Some people went crazy. Well, not crazy. Let me take that back. That's not really what I mean. Some people went and actually created some things regarding and attacked him back. Okay. Some people have actually been arguing in chats with him about it. However, they were in one channel. This is why I'm addressing this. They were in one channel who does not allow for any type of arguing and bringing up other channels and a whole bunch of BS from this whole saga about Germ and everything. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then you know. Okay. And the people who were arguing were timed out, one first, then the other. Okay. And ever since then, there's been videos made and created and la-di-da-di-da. But there's also been attacks on this person whose channel it was. Whether people knew it or not, I did because I was emailed about it. Okay. And in doing so, my response was, well, thank you for telling me how you feel. Right. Leave it at that. Now, I don't know if this person actually thought I was going to say, Tori, you can't come on my channel no more. Right. But that would never happen. That was not going to happen. Okay. And these are emails that I received. I still, in fact, did promote this person and their channel. I helped this person when they had an issue, not once, but twice. And because I didn't agree with someone being called a mole, I'm being discussed now and kind of hated in a sense. So I know, but what I'm getting at, okay, is in that I received another email and harassing, saying bad things about me, saying bad things about Robbie, saying nasty things about Tori. And I was like, oh, hell no, we're not doing this. Okay. And since then, other videos have come out. One the other day, which said the word Tahoe on it. Okay. And when it comes to Tahoe, they refer to Tori. And I am not dealing with it. Okay. I'm mentioning this once tonight. I already said I'm not going to deal with it once before. but there's new stuff coming out and people have asked questions. So I'm literally just going to sit here and say, I did not watch that. I'm not watching it. I am not going to watch any more shit from there because it's to me, it's crying or some kind of attention. Okay. That I'm going to refuse to give because I don't believe in that. And I don't feel that, but just because I disagree with you, you're hating on me now. You know, I don't appreciate you coming at me about, you know, my friends or Robbie or whatever. This is not like a battle. We're not here to hate, you know. I'm not about hating, you know. So my point in just talking about this right now is this is it. I'm not going to mention it. This is why I'm not addressing it. I'm not going to feed it any kind of attention other than like right now. But I do.
You feel how hot it was today? It was crazy. Did you feel how hot it was today?
Yeah, I'm not blaming. I understand. Yes, it was, Robbie, very hot. I know.
I was sweating through my shirt.
Was definitely someone who had my back, and I had her back as well. Okay, with the copyright stuff, you know. So that's why I'm saying, like, but to turn on me because I didn't agree with a mole comment is, you know. So, and you can't expect me to watch every video. And that person was mad with a certain time frame. I was asked to do something. I did it. It was fixed, and that's what I showed. And then I got attacked for it. So I'm no longer dealing with it because, to me, in this whole big saga, it's crazy. I'm sorry I didn't see the comments of you two going at each other. That's not, you know, I'm not going to address that if you guys do want to disagree. And then 2 days later, you found out you were in the wrong anyway. So why is it even still going on? I don't know. I'm saying I don't care. I'm not watching any of that. Right. I'm leaving it be. But I'm not going to watch you attack my friends, and I'm just going to sit here and say, you know, nothing like that. Because that's kind of crazy. To me, it's attention seeking. And I'm not trying to be mean about it, but that's the reason why. Just making sure because Tug is trying to make flesh up and he wants people to be mad at her with David. No, well, that's kind of the other reason why I mention it, because he's throwing me in the mix that we created these videos about him. We trashed him. And a lot of people here knows I didn't say anything about it. And the fact is, I mean, I tried here or there, but the fact is I did not create that. That was not me. And I know that people were upset with me for not standing up to him. But you have to understand the position I was in. And I had to look back and just wait and go, what is going on? And like I said, still didn't know. But either way, if you listen to Ray's video today, he's right about so many things. And there's too many crazy things going on in this world, let alone what's going on in this whole saga. And I just think that I'm not going to deal with these other little wars, you know what I mean? And I'm not, you know, I understand some people think he should have come to me and apologized. Maybe he will. I don't know. But
I thought you went to bed.
He went to the people who were smearing and bashing me in regards to that, and he told them the truth. And the truth is out there. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and hate on people. I'm not going to do it. Okay? But I'm also not going to sit here and watch someone attack Tori or Robbie without, you know, saying something. I'm not going to do it. I don't know what that video entailed, but I'm not part of it. I did not create those videos. I did not bash them. And they were funny. Some of them were funny, yes. But it got a little out of hand in my opinion, but that's my opinion, you know. To be fair to only me, some people woke up. I think when it happened, it was quite shocking because it was shocking to me. And I went live right afterwards. It was quite shocking, and I think a lot of people were shocked as well. And a lot of people did defend me. They absolutely did. And I saw that. So I just think that what? Oh,
Nothing.
Oh. You did finally stand up to him and you took time. Well, yeah, he did come in the chat and I said to him what I had to say. You're absolutely right. So, I mean, that's fine. And he says he's seen what he's seen. So he knows, the thing with me is he never asked me something that he could have directly asked me. He just asked me to go live. That's it. But other things were said elsewhere. People ran with it. And I saw, but like I said, I was in a position where I had to sit back and just watch what was going on. And, that is what I did. I'm not, I'm not going to deny it or anything. But I was trying to explain to you guys why I was doing what I was doing and how. But the truth is there. It's out. It's there. And thank you. I'm glad the truth is out,
Andrew, I'm so exhausted. I've been in the sun all day.
But I do want y'all to recognize, for those of you who think he should have come and apologized to me, doesn't mean he's not going to. He may not. He may never. But I want you to also recognize that he did, in fact, go to those smear channels and state the truth. And perhaps that's his way of apologizing to me. I don't know, because he did want to make sure I knew it. That he did do. Because Guapo came on here last night to say that. I know that people think there might be agendas, whatever. I don't care what the agendas are right now. What I care about is that the truth is out there. So thank you. There we go. Got that all out there, right? I'm just getting a lot of questions, so I just wanted to address some of that.
No, Jennifer W., I didn't go today. I had to go after the gator.
Yeah, I saw some of that, Pebs. Sorry, Rob, go ahead.
I had so much going on, and I had to be up here because yesterday I was not on call because I was going to be out of pocket. So I had to make sure I was in the area today.
Yeah, why didn't we see that beautiful, horse ranch?
Watch tomorrow's video.
Yeah, I know. Are you clickbaiting me live?
I don't clickbait. I don't create a thumbnail. I take a piece of the video and use it as a thumbnail.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for understanding. Yes, we do have a giveaway to do. Hold up. Yes. Okay. Well, let me get it. I did the hashtag Tug Lies. Should I keep it? Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it.
I would.
Don't you leave here until I do my giveaway.
You better do it pretty quick because it's already after 1.
It's there. Go. Get your hashtags in.
I got a busy day tomorrow.
We're doing it. We're doing it and doing it well. Doing it well. Doing it well. Sorry. Get them hashtags in there. Go. Yeah, Peculiar George is crying. Yeah, I just thought that was really strange that they kept mentioning that. Like, oh my God, man. Like, poor George. Really? I hope she snapped out of it. Maybe if she has, 11 lawyers or, I don't know, 9 or 10, maybe even 8, questioning the shit out of her, she might lose her shit and tell the truth.
I know she's one that's every single lawyer is going to want a depo from her.
Oh, absolutely. I want one. I'm going to require one. Definitely. There's no doubt.
I'm gonna.
No doubt. And it's not just the depo I'm going after. No way. Nope. They're all going to get depoed, every last one of them. All his employees will get depoed.
Yeah, but not by every lawyer.
No. Each lawyer will depot probably like 10 people because they can.
Yeah. But she will be on all 10 lawyers list.
Yeah. She's going to go.
She will do 10 depots.
There's going to be character witnesses. Just like Amanda Martin got pulled in, we can pull in anybody. We can pull on anybody. Yeah. There's crystals out there. There's all kinds of people. Yeah. Oh, what the hell is that? Hold, please. Oh my god, dude.
What?
Was that anywhere near my damn foot? Hold on.
There was
There's
what?
some big ass like worm caterpillar looking thing. The hell is that? Oh my god. It's not even a slug. Hold on. How the hell is it in here? Ah! Now I need a broom. Hold on.
Because your garage doors are open.
Totally sounds like Kendra there. Hopefully. What is it? I got frogs, I got caterpillars. What the hell is this? Ooh, it's curled up. Ooh, it's fast.
What color is it? What color is it?
All right, I have to get it out of here. It looks like one of those big sick ones that bite.
What color was it?
Brown or black. The light's not it's too dark in here.
All right.
But it was like 4.5, 5 inches long, man.
Just make sure it's not the gray or the like tan one with that has fuzzy on it.
Well, it's gone now.
All right. That's the one that is. That's the one that's neurotoxic.
Well, I didn't touch it unless it was anywhere near my feet, and I don't know about it. I moved a bag, and it looked like it was underneath it. So, scared the crap out of me. What the hell is that? No, I didn't squish it. I just kicked it with a broom, and it ended up crawling itself up. But it was like the size of a slug.
Oh, that's cool, Bobby.
It was like as thick as a slug would be, but it was like long, like a caterpillar.
It wasn't real fuzzy, was it?
It just looked brown. I didn't see fuzz.
All right.
Brown or black.
I forget what those ones are called. Fuzzy puss or something like that. Hairy puss or.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where it came from either. Well, probably, hopefully under the garage. I'm surprised I made it this far, but I'm just hoping there's not another one. You know? Millipede? I don't know. It was thick. It was a big one. All right, how many we got?
Something like that, Stacy. And they're neurotoxic.
Okay, do I have to worry about like me stepping on the floor because it left some kind of residue or something?
No.
All right, that's all I care about. Because I am barefoot right now.
I'm always barefoot.
Yeah, me too. Oh my gosh, Pabs.
Pebs, that's what it is. Something fuzzy or hairy or puss or something. Hold on.
You got my gift, please. I sent you a woolly bear. I planted it by your desk. Thanks to Gabe. Shut up, Bud Light. Jump on the table. That's like Kendra. I'm really not afraid of nature, but when I hear like the caterpillars, like some of them are poisonous, and you don't want to touch it. But that was like a worm. It almost looked like a slug. It was thick. It was all one, thickness too. It wasn't like it didn't have like a smaller end or a smaller tail. It was all like one size. Yeah, I just I'm not into like bugs like that.
It's called a puss caterpillar.
Are you sure? Or are you just laughing? You make it fun?
No, that's what it's called. It's the most toxic caterpillar.
A puss caterpillar?
Yeah, honest to God. It's one of the most venomous insects in the U.S.
No, that's not it. Oh, that's
It's
a
called a
southern flannel moth. Hold on.
PUSS. caterpillar.
Puss moth. No, that's not it.
Not
This thing looked like a slug. No, that's absolutely not it.
yes,
I know.
Lori J. It's a toxic puss. It
Yeah,
is
see,
the
it
most
wasn't.
toxic insect in the United States.
Could it have been a horned caterpillar?
Hornworm. Was it green?
Large brown horn? No, it's. I'm looking at a brown one. I didn't see any horns or anything. An HMS Sphinx moth cat. They come from moths?
What?
It could have come from a moth. I get moths in here all the time. Elephant hawk moth? Bronze cutworms are active? Oh no, I'm just looking up a whole bunch of these thingies now. Shoot.
They are fuzzy.
No, I didn't
Fuzzy
see
puss.
fuzz. I definitely didn't see fuzz though. Alright. Maybe it was a slug. Hold on. Yeah, it could have been. It could have been a slug. A northeast Florida slug. It didn't have the horns like that in the front, like the whatever that is in the front. The body was the same, but not the head of. That's why I didn't think it was a slug, because it didn't have the head of a slug. I don't know, but it's gone. That's all I know. I just hope there's not another one. But if it's a caterpillar and it comes from a moth, I mean, I get moths in here all the time. It's quite possible that there's another one. Slugs move slowly. Yeah, this one moved a little faster than a normal slug. So, I don't know. I just hope there's not another one. All right, how many? We got 106. 106. Get your tug lies in there. Probably got a spy cam and mic on. Why the heck are they posting screenshots of the chat? Oh, they do it all the time, every night. Oh, they're probably showing screenshots that I said Tug lies. That's what it is. Tug does lie. That's not even defamation. It's the truth. I can prove
That's the truth.
it. That's what's funny. It's like if you say that they defamed you, they're gonna come back and say you defamed them. And it's like,
Right, of course.
No, you lied your ass off tonight or your last night. I haven't even gotten to the show that he did today, and I don't want to. But I don't know. You guys, let me know what he did today, because if it's something that needs to be seen, let me know. But get the bug spray out, Lysol. George cries, Tug lies. Yeah, though, and he lies to, because, like I said, I've never fully listened to him except for the 2 nights with that hearing, because he had them all on his channel, which he was quiet while the rest of them spoke. So I caught the end of that, but then the next night, because he was so quiet, I watched the next night too, and I was like, oh, never again will I watch this. But now, this came up. So please don't make me watch him. I had enough of going through and doing all the evidence and going through all of Germs' freaking videos, man. Please don't make me go watch him now, because he was trying to get rid of his kid that kept bothering him while he was, vomiting his lies.
Nice.
He was going to show a bunch of screenshots of people bashing only me, but his internet went out. Oh, really? Okay, well, I have them all. Yeah, what happened was when Tug got loud, because I was telling Robbie about it earlier when I was recording it, And all of a sudden, only me's like, it looks like people, they're like at only me and they're saying something, at only me and saying something. And then it would totally change subject. I'm like, hold on a second. Is only me talking? What's, like, what are they saying? I'm not seeing anything that only me is saying. So it looked like he was either blocked or timed out and all his comments were removed. So they're answering him, and the whole chat's like all this stuff about him, or saying like, well, all about us, and trying to convince him like we're the bad guys or something. And Tug was going off. And why didn't I just take a picture? Because I could take a picture of the recording. I had to record it. Tug's lying. He's defaming me. I had to record it. So, yeah, Momo, make a meme of Lisa jumping on the table screaming. Actually, it's funny you heard me twice, because usually it's Kendra that does that. She sees all kinds of stuff in her garage when she's doing Crystal. If you have to listen to Tug count how many times he says fascinated. Oh, I know. And then it's funny because like what he does is he starts to talk, and then he'll be like, and he's always, well, I've only seen him by himself except for that one night. A pick of the bug, Lisa. But he like sits there like, and it sounds like he's talking to himself, and he'll start to say something, then he'll be like, like this crazy ass laugh. He's like Barney Fife, and he's creepy. He sounds creepy, But what he did say is he will get Shara a lawyer, and a good one, So I'm like, okay, let's hold you to that then. Get ready, dude. When you're going to do a fundraiser for her, well, why don't you just use the funds that you make from the like almost 20K you make a month, including all your breadsticks and stuff, So, a picture of the creepy crawler, at least, and not Tugs. Oh. Ugh. You're all the better for it. You makes my skin crawl. They'll all use Shock It. Probably. And Jeremy will pay for it. It's probably the only way he'll pay for it is if they use Shock It. Peb needs a bio break. Go on a bio break. Go ahead. We got 110 entries. I'll wait for Peb to come back. I cannot stand Ty. Yeah, like I can't listen to them. But I mean, I did, and he's lying through his freaking teeth. But he's literally defamed me completely. And what he's also doing is he's bunching everybody together. Like this one did that one did that. And like I knew what he was referring to in some instance, but like we didn't do that. That's not me. Well, what the hell are you lying about? So. And I think he's just really pissed off that he's the one that ran with the narrative, him and Megan, that I was the scammer and the donor this and the donor that. And the donor literally came in and told him to shut up, you're lying, stop defaming people. So he's pissed. Because he did get to run with that bullshit for quite a bit of time. And then he came in and just like was like, bye, wrong. So he got pissed. He got loud. Everybody was telling him to check his blood pressure.
Really?
Yes. Because apparently he's got low blood pressure and Megan has high blood pressure. I don't know. But yeah, I got stuck reading that shit. Because I was looking for only me's, responses. And I'm like, why are they all talking to him and he's not saying a damn thing? And I think it's because they either blocked him or better yet, see, at first I thought they blocked him after the fact, but somebody in the chat that he's removing his messages.
There's a bobcat.
You got a bobcat?
Yeah, just walked down my driveway.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. Are you on your where are you?
Out by the Croc building, looking down my driveway.
Well, he can't get in the gate, so
He's in the gate. Bobcat goes right. Gate? Yeah, he came right down the driveway.
I was gonna say, turn your camera on. Let's see the bobcat.
You can't see him. He's down at the end there. He just walked down the driveway. I was like, what the hell is that? I saw gold eyes staring at me, and then he walked down, and that's when I saw it was a bobcat. He had no tail.
I saw a deer running right in front of my car at your house coming down the driveway.
Yeah, there's always deer. There's
A
like,
couple times. Yeah, there was like 2 or 3 times actually that happened. I was like, whoa! Right in front of the car.
yeah, they're all over our property. They jump the fence.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the chat said that I bought myself a new car with David's money.
Oh, that's funny.
I was like, can you show me where this car is, please? Because I'd really
Yeah,
like
right?
to use it.
Can you at least use it?
No, where is it? I was gonna actually get myself a car for my birthday, but nope. And I think I'm gonna have to put that on hold because I'm gonna have to retain a lawyer. So
Yep.
yeah, you could be happy, Jeremy, but trust me, I will get my vehicle. You paused me. That's okay. Because you're causing all kinds of daily stress with your bullshit for a long time with me now. But you know what?
With your lies, yeah.
Yeah. Trying to ruin my name, ruin my business, ruin my husband's business, ruin my husband's name. You know? Which he is in fact trying to do. He's profiting off of things he's using me, you know, like the fence, the elf in a truck, stuck in a truck, the walruses. That's stuff he's created using my name, calling me a walrus. And by the way, isn't that criminally harassing too?
I think it is. You ask Leslie tomorrow.
Yeah. Because trust that, I've already been. Yeah. Just keep my mouth shut on that for now. But I'm sure Gabe will give you free rides, Kyle. Someone needs to be spanked. Ugh, God, Jeff, he's so
Kyle, I
fresh.
think Gabe needs more pop rocks.
But George is crying. Buy you a new car with Germs money. Yeah, I might have to wait for that. You know, but that's why, you know, my truck needs a rack and pinion, and I still haven't fixed that. So I'm going for a new vehicle. Gabe goes to work, so that's why I'm always here. You know, I can work from wherever I am. So, and I'm not even talking about YouTube, but I can work from wherever I am. It doesn't matter. But I do need a vehicle to get to anywhere I want to go. You know, so I'll probably be doing my stuff from Zoom because I don't have the means of a vehicle. So, because my husband has to go to work. I thought it was his pickup line. 10, 9, 8. All right. So we're ready for the draw. Pebs is back. We have 111 entries. Let's do it. All right. When Peb gets to 1, I'll hit draw. Here we go. 4, 3. Jennifer's at 1 first. 2. 1. There we go. Here we go. John Babs, Captain Black. Oh my God. Gary Silver, 9 chins. Back to country. Deborah Fox, Debbie, No Nova, Mama, Pat, Christine Enya, Beth Chabone, Kathleen.
Congratulations, Kathleen.
A surprise crystal. Kathleen, if you can, please email me. Kim, you missed it. Please email me your shipping address so I can send that out to you. I will be sending all the giveaways one this month out the first week of June. Thank you, Flutter. Flutter's got my email in the chat, and it's also running along the bottom of the screen. So definitely give me a shout via email and give me that shipping address, and I'll get it out to you. Jeremy needs chicken nuggets. Didn't he? Oh, that's right. He said he gave away a bag of it or something like that.
What?
I hate even having knowledge of that stupid shit he says. Because yeah, when you gotta watch the real bullshit that you're gonna use in court and evidence and stuff, you end up hearing all the other bullshit that he says. So, yeah, he's a moron. A moron. But everybody, we're all going to jail. So, He's trying to go after criminal stuff for fundraisers and what is it? Oh, the revenge porn. Yeah. So that has nothing to do with me. I didn't do any fundraiser. But I'm going to look into some fundraiser laws in Florida myself, actually, and Ohio as well. Because, someone was running auctions when they weren't legally allowed to in Ohio and Florida for years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody also took in money for book bags, stuff to buy speedboats or some kind of boats for a camp, who he happens to be friends with the owner. What else? What else was he taking money in for? Not much. And that's over a course of years. We did like 4 or 5 things within, 5-6 months. And you're the one that's the millionaire. Okay. We got Mo Magic. Mo Magic. Mo Magic. Where is it? I don't see it. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, that's that one. I don't care to watch her anymore. I won't give her the attention. Where is it, Mo? I don't have it. Let me refresh. I don't have it, Mo. Yeah, and they sent book bags, and they said, see, that's what's fine. People want to send the items like off of Amazon or stuff like that. I think that's cool, But when you're taking in cash, and you want to question other people when you're literally fundraising, you're claiming to fundraise. I never claimed or asked for money. So I didn't tell people to send me, money for specific things. Mo Magic. Mo did say she sent me email, right, for Jared? Hold on. Did I read that wrong? Hold on. Good night, Ray. Oh, thank you, Ray.
Good night, Ray.
Oh, resend. Yep, there it is. I got it now. Okay, so I need to play this for Jared. All right, hold on. Let me hit downloads folder and open it up. Wait, pause. Oh my God. Okay, I see what it kind of is. Hold on. All right, hold on. There's no sound to it though, right? I don't think there's sound. All right, hold on. As long as there's no sound, I could just show it in the window. Here we go.
Shut up, Gerard.
Oh, there is. Did y'all hear that?
No.
Oh, you didn't hear it? All right, I have to open it in Chrome. Hold on. I didn't think there was sound because there wasn't any in the beginning. Hold on.
I just heard the shut up.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Oh.
All right. Where is it? Present. Share screen. There we go. All right, here it is.
Shut up, Gerard.
Shut up, Gerard.
Shut up, Gerard. He said, shut up, Mo. There's a slug. It's a slug.
Shut up, Gerard.
That's funny. I need a new shut up, John Caps. And what else did we have? Shut up, John Caps.
Shut up, Bud Light.
Shut up, Bud Light. I need new ones because I don't want to use the other ones. But that's funny. That's funny. Next time I'm going to take a picture of that damn thing because it was a big one. But like, we are being watched by his cult, and Jeremy gets his material on here. That's fine. That's fine. You know. Here's the thing: what we discuss here is not lies. You know what I mean? We base everything off public records and his own videos. What he says. You know, he's the one lying and defaming people. I said that for his cult to circle the comments. And they will. I know he does lie 100%. Yeah. It's crazy what he's gotten away with in all of them, really. It really is. But like the only way to stop him is going to be through the law. So hopefully that happens. Sherry Alice, good night, hon. Germ said he had 300, and whoops, where'd that go? She retracted it. Oh my goodness. I wish lawyer would put a gag order on him. Well, you never know. Lots of people need to file some stuff in that second case.
Yep. I'm just waiting to be served.
Robbie, you may not get served.
Damn it.
But
I want to be served.
so much you would look like an asshole if you didn't serve you.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's going to be able to serve David or, I'm sorry, not David, Dave, Super Dave, or Ray, or even Rich. But Rich has said he's probably going to just answer it anyway.
Rich and Rips are talking, so.
Yeah. There's several ways of going about it. You know, I've looked them all up. I had to go and figure out what the allegations are against me, and I'm like, what? I'm like, this guy's out of his ass. You know, to sit there and say like I'm doing all this crazy stuff online, like no, all I'm doing is listening to your shit, dude, and telling the truth. I'm looking up public records. Other than that, I could give two shits what you're doing as far as your business goes on Whatnot or eBay or, you know, whatever. I mean, if you're profiting off of products that you're using me to sell them, there's an issue there. But I haven't done anything to stop you from doing it either. But I will in court. I mean, other than that, I'm not, you know, I've done nothing, you know. We proved that tortious interference, as far as his business and contracts go, against Michelle and John is bullshit because Whatnot said so. So he can't even like go that route. You know, he's got nothing against John because he doesn't claim that John wrote the signs. He claims Michelle does. So technically, John should be dismissed. Okay. And then so it's a battle of did Michelle write the signs or not? That's basically what it comes down to. And the fact of the matter is he's the one who put it out there. He's the one who publicized these supposed signs. But I have guys, let me ask you a question. Robbie, let me ask you this. Okay.
Hurry up. Ask me.
He calls the cops on everything that he thinks Michelle does. All these, you know, contempt of court, her or John, right? He calls the cops on every one of them. Right? Even though he's setting them up, he still calls the cops because he wants a police report, right? Even the one that he lied to the cop about, right? So, right. Why on earth is there no police report about the signs?
Good question.
Why is there no police report about the signs?
I said that in the beginning. Why didn't he call the police? Why didn't he take pictures of them?
Yeah.
First thing I would have done was call the police.
They said it was too dark to take pictures. But let me tell you something, okay? What they may not realize is Mother's Day just passed. 2 years from the date of those signs being found on a Sunday, on Mother's Day. Do you know that at 6:40 in the morning, this past Mother's Day, it was real bright out.
It was daylight.
Yeah, it was real bright out. Do you know that there's barely any traffic around at all in Otter Creek on those roads where these signs were supposedly placed on a Sunday morning on Mother's Day at that time. I wonder how we know that.
Gee. That's tough.
Yeah. 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 So,
All right. I am going to bed. My phone is about to die. I'm at
alrighty,
1%.
I am too. So it is 1:52 a.m. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Don't forget tomorrow night, Legally Leslie and I are going to have
Good night,
Mischief
everybody.
Monday.
God bless. MC Mustard, what's up?
Do you hear me? Can you still hear me? Robbie? I think you lost sound.
You go now.
Can you hear me?
Now I can.
Okay. So tomorrow night at 10 o'clock, Mischief Monday with Legally Leslie and myself and anybody else who might join us. And thank you all for being here. Prayers to all of you. And for those who don't need prayers, we're sending prayers out to every one of you. Thank you to our mods. Definitely check their channels out. And go ahead, Robbie.
Good night, everybody. God bless. Prayers to you, whether you need them or not, because everybody can use a prayer every now and then.
Yeah, absolutely
And
right.
you guys all rock. I love you all. And I will have a new video out tomorrow and
Yes.
one the following day, one Tuesday.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Check
So,
those out.
and George is crying. Oh, well. Can't help her there.
Bill,
Have a great night, everybody.
good night. God bless. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
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 Someone's got to do it in the chat. Tori's not here. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Ta-ta. Toodle.